Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff.
And bitch, we're in person today.
In person.
We're in person.
Bitch.
Wait. I know.
Yeah.
You're Chelsea Duff, and this is. I can't get this to her. It's.
Whoa, did she just speak? Did she just say something? That's so scary.
No one could have anticipated that. You guys know how it goes when we're all in person. we started
That was
off
crazy.
Usually that's what you get like an hour into the episode, but we're doing it minute one. It's like Thanks Killing. Tim's in the first minute. Chelsea does a demonic voice in the first minute.
Here. That was crazy.
Ooh, okay,
it's because I'm overheated because my beanie. My head's already so hot.
Take it off, queen.
So
No,
hot
it's
that
branding. Hey guys, remember when we did merch?
Yeah, we're all wearing our merch, including, and I'll say her name.
She tried her best. She tried her hardest.
This is Monstra Spooky 2. So named by the creator of this art, Ryan Brom. He is multi-talented. He can do art and he can come up with very funny names when we're looking to name a monster. This is a prop from my Halloween party. And she has really nasty little stub arms that are actually beautiful.
She's perfect.
And the joke was, she's me if I got
double substance.
Or no, she's me if I took the substance twice. So.
Yeah.
And we also had a dead body of fiance of the pod, Adam, at the party as well. So that's what you missed. But
did you also cry?
I'm crying so much that my makeup is like actively pouring off my face.
I had like a couple tears, like really elegant ones. So if
They're really elegant.
They were
if
very
you
beautiful.
zoom in the last 4 minutes of the video, you'll see it and you'll be really moved. But we're also really moved right now because this is our second installment of Werewolf versus Vampire
Seasonal Depression
event. You're talking so slow that I was like, I think she wants us to join in.
I was
Did
saying
she
it slow
forget?
because I didn't want to mess it up. There's so many words.
Let me be so careful.
Remember when I said it wrong when I introduced the
Vampire seasonal depression event.
Exactly.
That's how she said it. That's how I heard it, at least.
And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with our listeners. For y'all, it's our second episode of Werewolf versus Vampire Seasonal Depression event. But for us, it's our first installment because we were recording out of order. And so we're pretty fucking hyped. I don't know.
Yay!
It's pretty...
And also, this is like a good reminder that time is an illusion, time is a flat circle, etc. So like,
time isn't real.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Making allusions to New Moon that are not quite correct. It's because we haven't rewatched it yet.
Yep.
And
I'm reading Twilight right now, but I haven't gotten
to
a New Moon.
Last week, if you heard us last week talking about Van Helsing, it's because...
No, we didn't.
We've already seen it.
Time is a flat circle.
Now you understand.
Yeah.
Now you understand.
Now you're in on the gag.
Well, we didn't say what we're doing this week. But
We just did.
We're doing
we're
2004's masterpiece.
You guys listen to literally every episode, right? You heard us and
Introduce.
Let me say it. Let me say it. It's the 2004 masterpiece, Van Helsing, which absolutely changed my life as a child. Thinking about it now, I might have seen this before I saw Signs, and I told Ken Sledge that was my first.
Why
but
lie?
Wow, liar.
It came out, well, I have a memory of a goldfish, and everyone here knows that. Everyone knows that.
Sue.
But you also soon know that this is one of those movies that, similar to Signs, that stuck in my brain so well that I know nearly every second of it, except for the end, which I blacked out to protect my young heart.
Understandable.
We'll get to that much later. But this movie was like life-changing for me as a kid.
Yes.
It was, we were talking about it while we were watching, but this is like the Mummy level of like bisexual awakening.
This is her first time watching it.
Yeah, that's true.
What did
It
it
was
feel
fun.
like?
It felt, well, it was very camp, obviously.
It's so camp. Okay, well, when I was
really
young, I
liked
didn't
Dracula.
understand camp. But
I think you did in your heart.
Yeah,
my
she
heart,
knew.
You didn't know
thought
there was a term for it? You didn't know it was an established phenomenon?
I probably watched it and thought this is an authentically really good movie with incredible acting performances, and all of it makes sense. That's what I would have thought then.
The script is incredible.
The script is incredibly well
script
written.
is so
acting.
poignant.
The actors are acting.
The actors are acting more than anyone has maybe ever acted before, which is saying something.
And what else do you want from a movie?
No, I think I said while we were recording, they certainly didn't put half their pussy into this.
They put their whole ass pussy.
It was a full pussy.
A big scoop.
Pussy
a
out.
full pussy push. I really.
Ooh, a
it was
pussy
really
push.
Beautiful.
A
A pussy push. She was gonna say something else. What was it gonna be?
A pussy.
A pushussy. A pushussy, as it's known in the film.
as they call it, as
a
Steven
film
Spielberg once said.
As a film critic.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get too far into being psychotic people who babble incessantly, here is the IMDb logline for this movie. The famed monster hunter is sent to Transylvania to stop Count Dracula, who is using Dr. Frankenstein's research and a werewolf for nefarious purposes.
Dun dun dun.
In Helsing, starring Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. The tagline also is "Adventure lives forever." I just want to paint a whole picture for you guys here.
That's an interesting tagline.
Paint me the picture. Oh, she gets to touch her mic.
Yeah, because mine doesn't do that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, bitch, my hands are
No, I was
down.
complaining to you.
Okay, thank God.
We were on the same team.
I can touch my mic because I touch it every week in front of you for hours.
Yeah,
Wow,
Monica
that
likes
sounds
to
really-
touch herself,
The boss of the
okay?
podcast. She thinks she can do whatever she wants.
If you watched our last in-person episode and you noticed a constant clicking whenever Chelsea violently thrashed her body around, it was because she was holding her microphone.
My hand's in my lap now.
And this little part was like moving all around.
Whatever.
So we told her that she couldn't touch her microphone this time, and she's pissed.
What am I supposed to gesture with?
Your hands.
I'm just going to be moving my body like this a lot. But I'm not allowed to either because the ring light.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather see the light through the mirror than hear the sound of the Chelsea, you're gonna need to take the hat off and it's gonna kill you.
Oh my God. I'm brave and I'm strong.
Okay, Van Helsing.
We're back.
Really quickly. Oh no. Oh, sorry. I need to not freak out every time that happens. Okay. Really quickly. My backstory with this movie, besides having watched it as a child. And I know I watched it because I remembered so many scenes from it and every monster and everything. But part of me thought that maybe the reason I was so attached to this movie was just because I'm pretty sure this was my first scare maze ever.
I do remember going through this scare maze for like a birthday party in 2005.
They used to do a cool thing at Universal Studios where there was always a scare maze at all times, and that's still true because they do horror nights, so they're known for that. But they used to have one that was promotional, and so it was like
right near the
right near the
entrance.
entrance.
First one.
So you walk in, and like there's the food area at first, and then to your left would have been the scare maze, and the right is the entrance to Waterworld. So that's where it was.
Okay.
Slay.
And that's actually the still where it is now. Right now, it's a Walking Dead permanent installation of a scare maze in there, which I fucking hate because I don't care
Like
about the Walking Dead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry,
I
Chelsea.
don't care about it anymore.
But
I
you once
haven't
did.
cared in a long time.
That's gross.
I want to watch the episode with Joe, or the episodes with Joe who makes dresses on TikTok. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about, but I didn't know he had a Walking Dead episode.
He's on The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Oh my God,
He's on The
multi-talented
Walking Dead.
king.
Yeah, he did acting for a while, and then he was like, fashion is my passion. Anyway, love him. But anyway, when I was a kid,
Oh my God.
because I lived near Universal Studios Hollywood, and my dad and I would go to we got a year pass.
$35.
Well, we got a
also.
year pass also, and like once a month on like a Tuesday night, we would go into the park, and we would go like all the time. And so I remember we went into the scare maze for the very first time, and it fucked me up so fucking royally. I was terrified.
How old were you?
I don't
Middle
know.
school.
Like probably middle school, maybe even
Well, 'cause
younger
post
than that.
2004, but
Oh yeah. That's true. I don't ever
It would've
think
been,
about
like,
the math of how
7th
old I am in Y2K.
6th grade, 7th grade.
Okay, yeah,
Maybe
that makes
8th
sense.
grade.
That makes sense. So old enough where my dad isn't totally insane for taking me into the scary house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember being so fucking terrified. And it ended with this part with the werewolf, like looking like a jackal. And it was like him. It's kind of what it is when you haven't seen the werewolf yet. And it's behind that cloth. And he's like attached by something in the neck. So that's the inspiration
He's like
for it.
restrained and he's like, ah!
And it's like a post, and there was like an arena with a fence, and the werewolf was like attached to it, but it was like a real guy by the neck. And so like he was like struggling with it, and then he would like run up to the edge, and that's right where you are, and like reach out at you. It fucked me up. Oh my God, I've never been so scared in my life. I remember it so well. I closed my eyes. I hold on to Daddy.
Was
and
he
to get
a
through.
sexy werewolf though?
I was too scared to be sexually attracted
don't
to
know.
him.
Wow.
We just don't know.
It was too
Wow.
soon to tell. But anyway, this movie is like it for me. And like the second we decided to do Werewolf versus Vampire seasonal depression event, yeah, we're getting used to it. I was like, Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. It is, to my understanding, like a primo werewolf versus vampire movie, and especially now that I've seen it, I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like that's like the crux
there
of
was
it.
painting.
Yeah, there was painting. That's
Ancient
like the final
CGI
showdown.
painting.
But also, I forgot that this is like the ultimate dark universe movie also, which is my obsession.
She told us she was going to talk about this. She warned us a lot that she was going to talk about this.
Okay, well, I love it when they successfully bring
Yeah.
together all of the
crossover
universal
event.
monsters.
And this is a
Crossover.
beautiful story connecting everything
Really?
together. It's so smart and well thought out.
Okay, yes. She's saying it in a weird voice and I don't understand why. I don't understand that tone.
Well,
No,
I don't know
no.
why she'd say it like that.
What tone, Monica? I'm being so serious.
I'm being so serious.
I'm being really-
I'm being so serious when I'm going to apologize yet again for being the Dark Universe girly who's seen one of the original Universal Monster films. But I want to change that. Maybe this week, actually.
Maybe this week, actually.
Yeah, because we're recording this 4 days before Halloween, so that's a lot of time for me.
That is a lot of time.
And then you'll be so prepped and ready to make some sort of TikTok.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I haven't seen all the movies, so
I couldn't tell you, but I want to get into it even more. But like after having seen the whatever, like 2013 Tom Cruise, the Mummy movie,
Yes.
where they tried to do exactly this, but with like the anchor being the mummy. And it also being really bad. That's another anchor of the film. They were really committed to it sucking hard.
yeah.
It's so fun to watch this again to see him like actually like it's cheesy as all fuck, but I think they nailed it.
I kind of wish the mummy was in this a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like he was missing.
Yeah.
And the Invisible Man, where was he?
He was there. You didn't see him?
No.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
God damn it.
Nice. Even Monstro wants to give you one for that.
Yeah. Sick bird.
So stupid. Maybe that's why it worked. Like one day we're gonna cover League of. I'm trying to move faster, but you should be so proud. One day we'll cover League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that one I think, if I remember correctly, because I saw that maybe in the 90s, and I was barely alive in the 90s. But like that one has, I think, everybody. I think it has the Invisible Man. I think it has like all that shit.
Yeah.
But I
The
think
League.
maybe it's good that they like did it this way, where it's like focused on one, but it's got like cutie little. Well, that's what they did in The Mummy too. I don't know. It's just better, and it doesn't have Tom Cruise. It has Hugh Jackman instead. Maybe that's what it.
You know
was.
what
That's the
this
key.
also kind of reminds me of?
What?
Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
I haven't seen that one so.
Oh, it's so good. It has
girls.
all of the like original monster thing, but they have daughters and they go to an all-girls ghoul school.
I don't
And
think I've seen this actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cute.
Shaggy can be Van Helsing and Scooby-Doo can be Kate Beckinsale's
Oh
character.
my god! That's where we'll put Matthew
Yeah.
Lillard. You already know.
There we go.
You already know. But I love the way that this movie starts out, because it starts out introducing that, like, okay, the movie's called Van Helsing.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking it's going to be about that. But from the get, that's Dr. Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster.
Yep.
And also it's in black and white, which I think is
really fun.
It's like a very fun allusion to the original Frankenstein movie in the old school Universal Monster
olden
Movie.
days.
That I haven't
The
seen.
precursor to the Dark Universe.
Exactly. This is what the Dark Universe is all about. I just loved that, and I thought it was really interesting that, and like, I don't know, the whole premise behind this movie is so diabolically strange and funny and hilarious. But like, I love that like Dracula wants something from Dr. Frankenstein.
Victor.
His technology. We need the technology. What for? The mystery.
Why?
Yeah, I love the mysteries that they have in this movie that all around Dracula, like also that you don't get to see what his sexy little bat form is until later on.
It's fine. His
Reveal
sexy
for
little
later.
human form is also very sexy.
He's very hot.
He's
Yeah,
so hot.
I like
Who's
his
that
character.
guy?
Maybe the best.
He
I like his
is.
character.
I don't know his
It
name,
might be
but he is
Richard Roxburgh.
something like that. And he's the same
Yeah,
actor.
Richard Roxburgh.
If you've ever
Berg.
seen
Berg.
Moulin Rouge, he plays the Duke.
That guy's
Wow.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Well, he's good at being bad. So good for him. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I really do like about this movie that I think still holds up, even though this is like it's 2004. This movie came out in 2004. Think about CGI.
It's a lot of
that time.
bad CGI.
CGI was not that great then. That said, I fucking loved the CGI in this. I thought it looked like okay. Like it didn't look good.
I thought it looked fun for a monster movie. I don't think
Yeah.
it needed to be any better for a monster movie.
Here's the thing,
You know what I
it
mean?
was bad, but bad is not bad.
No,
That
no,
doesn't
no.
have to be bad.
And
And,
it's-
we don't, like, nobody's asking for realistic from Van Helsing.
And it's way better than The Haunting.
Yes.
You can say that for
Yeah.
sure. Those 5 years from 1999 to
Really
2004.
stepped it up.
Difference.
And was this a 3D movie? Did you find that out?
I didn't, but I believe in my heart that it was. Based
not,
on,
they
at
should
the very
release
least,
it.
that one shot of the gear flying into the screen.
Because it's the 20th anniversary of Van Helsing.
I feel like it was
Yeah,
the
it
era.
is.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was the
Slay.
era for 3D, but it also might have technically been like just before the era for 3D.
Monica, what are these faces?
There's an animated prequel.
Oh.
That's cool.
This like movie would make a really
and Hugh Jackman
fascinating
voiced it. Sorry,
God.
animated
Wait.
series.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry.
I want everything in an
the
animated
picture
series.
made it look like there was a sequel to Van Helsing that I'd never seen, and I was about to throw myself on the ground. But it's a prequel and it's animated, so I cut myself. Some
I don't
slack.
think it was in 3D. I think it was technically before the big era of 3D.
Okay, you
But
cowards,
somebody
release it
on
in
the
3D for the
internet-
20th anniversary. 4D.
Someone on the internet made a 3D trailer for it, and I don't really know what that means unless you have 3D glasses at home. But I'll explore it on my computer later, and if it's worthwhile, I'll share the link.
Do you have
They
3D
should do
glasses at
it
home?
in 4D.
I actually might,
Oh.
but like the old school red and blue.
Yeah.
ones, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Chelsea and I had it was your first time too, right?
Yeah,
We had our first 4D
for
experience.
real movies, not for Shrek experiences.
Okay, well,
Speaking of Universal,
the new trend of 4D movies.
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
to was it Regal?
Yeah.
We went to Regal and we saw Smile 2 in 4DX. And now we think that probably every movie should be in 4DX.
every scary movie at
Yeah.
least. I'm gonna have water dripped in my face all the time.
I unfortunately saw Avatar: The Way of Water in 4DX
That's
and
fun.
didn't
Yeah.
realize that it was in 4DX until you were getting
Until you weren't-
constantly sprayed with water and
Oh,
like
I bet that was
this.
crazy. They're waterboarding you that whole
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh my
it's like
God.
also like it's different with Cinemark. We found out from our beautiful patron Chris. It's like a singular chair experience at Cinemark in the
that
D
has,
box.
like, a dial.
Yeah, and you can like adjust it more to yourself and what you want. But at Regal, it's a set of like 4 or 5 seats together
So you're,
that
like, stuck.
move, and they're like up off the ground, and
You
they
can
like
turn
move.
the water on or off, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
it.
Yeah, but like literally, it's exactly like soaring over California or soaring over America. If
But no
have not been to
seatbelts,
Disneyland.
so you
What?
feel like it's very dangerous.
It's very it felt very dangerous. I felt like I could fly off at any moment. It was crazy.
Oh my god, then you could sue.
I know, but they should do Van Helsing in 4D. That's
Bring
what
it back.
that's what
20th
I-
anniversary, bring it back.
They're
Let's
bringing all kinds of old movies back to
Yeah.
theater these days. Van Helsing could and should be one.
Yes,
100%.
Monstro Sue agrees.
Yeah.
Monstro
That happens
Spooky
if I
too.
don't-
Monstro
too.
Spooky 2 agrees. It's beautiful.
You only get one, I guess.
Oh,
But anyway, I also was so obsessed with the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde part of this movie. And also, who'd you say that actor was?
Hagrid.
Fucking Hagrid. What's his name?
Robbie Catrone?
Oh,
Robbie
yeah,
Coltrane
Robbie
or something like
Coltrane.
that.
That's
Yeah,
what
Coltrane.
it is.
I didn't remember it until you said that.
Yeah. I love that part. And I love, again, the CGI there. I think they
It's a lot
just
of
make
CGI.
a lot of like fun,
Choices.
original choices of how to show, like how to depict like these monsters that we've known for forever.
Is
'Cause they're
the
doing it in a
script
cool way.
incredible? No, but
No.
is the story really well done? Arguably, yes.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Arguably, yes.
And I just liked the creature design, you know? Like, I don't think...
Yes.
Like, Dr. Hyde was cool because he, like, just was, like, a big guy. I thought that was interesting.
Big dude.
Big dude. Usually I see him, like, turn into something, like, furry or something weird like that. But he was just large man, and I loved that about
He
him.
ate cigars.
Yeah.
He's
he
like-
was gross, and I loved that. And I was so obsessed with the vampires
Yeah,
being like anthropomorphic bats. You know how I feel about bats.
the vampire character design is cool as fuck.
It's
Yeah.
so cool.
And also the werewolves like ripping off their skin.
Ripping off their skin,
Which is
and then
like-
he rips off his werewolf skin and
Again.
his human underneath again, and then he rips off his human skin.
Yeah,
it's
like-
that was really cool.
Really
So
cool.
cool.
And gross.
And gross. Yeah. That's
And
really
gross.
cool. Yeah, and it like because the CGI isn't like so amazing, it was gross, but it wasn't like so gory like it would be today if they were doing it accurately. You know what I mean? So like it's perfect.
Biblically accurate werewolf transformation.
They're not doing a biblically accurate skin removal.
Exactly.
Thank God. But also like
The movie's about God.
there's just
Did you guys know that? There's a lot of God in
well
this
yeah,
movie.
because he kills Dr. Hyde, Mr. Jekyll and whatever the fuck, I'm messing it up, whatever. And then
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and then he returns to
The
the Vatican
Vatican.
because he is a contract killer for the Vatican.
The left hand of God.
The left hand. But this was where they had that cool scene one. They have the fucking confessional booth.
Yeah,
That,
which
like-
is a sleigh.
The confessional booth is the secret portal into like the dungeon
lair.
where they keep all the cool gadgets and gizmos and gadgets.
Plenty.
It is giving when they go through the tunnel at Whoop and they come out and totally spies and
Yeah.
Jerry gives them their gadgets.
No, I feel like this is supernatural 007. Like Van Helsing is like Dark Universe's
James
answer to
Bond.
James Bond. And I love it because literally Carl is
And we get to
Q.
meet Carl.
Carl is quartermaster. He has all the little doohickeys for him, like the cross that turns into a knife. It's like
That was cool.
they have that light bomb later. I think I missed the part when they introduced that.
He has that little substance when they're in that thing that he throws on the ground and it explodes. So I think it was like a lot of that.
Okay. But yeah, I loved that. That was so good. And they have a comedy guy. He's kind of like Simon Pegg in Mission Impossible. This like really feels like one of those like action spy mission movies, you know? But it's with all the shit we love, like vampires
With monsters.
and werewolves.
Oh my.
Frankenstein being the cutest cutie.
And
And
what are they called? What are the little
dwergs?
dwergs?
The important
Really?
lesson that all you really need is the friends you make along the way.
That
It's
is
the
so
power
true.
of friendship.
That's actually what the Bible's. Are you reaching only for her?
No. You're right there. I don't know what else do you want.
Felt
me
like
to
you were
do?
reaching across me.
For a second, I thought she was trying to take my fidget spinner away from me, and I was like,
Give
no.
it here.
Use my Squidward fidget spinner as often as you'd
I was like, no, you cannot have.
Don't stroke her unless you're gonna stroke me.
God, there's a lot of
We're really
competition right now.
needy.
Stop fighting over me, ladies. But yeah, it's all about friendship. It's all about the friends.
It's all
we made
about-
along
It's
the
all
way.
about the friends you make along
It's
the
all
way.
about the friends we made along the way. And you know what it's really about? It's about Kate Beckinsale.
Beckinsale.
It's really
It's about her boobs.
her.
Well, her cleavage.
It's about her cleavage. It's about that hair that they
And the
gave her.
accent.
The accent. I feel like this is something that probably was obvious to other people, but I didn't think about it this way until I watched this movie today. But like, yes, vampires are supposed to be from Transylvania, and but they have that accent, you know, that vampire accent. I want to suck your blood. That whole thing. It's just a Transylvanian accent. It's not a vampire specific thing. It's a dialect of the area. And I felt like a fucking idiot that I never thought about it like that. I was like, why is
the bitches over there talking like that?
I was like, Kate Beckinsale is talking like a vampire, and I was like, Monica,
I'm
that's
suspicious of
so
her.
small-minded.
Wow, really stereotyping.
Yeah, so I learned a lot today.
Monica, apologize to the people of Transylvania
I'm really
right now.
sorry, people of Transylvania. I'm so sorry. I never thought about it.
Her heart and mind are open now.
I'm seeing everything with eyes wide open. I almost sang with arms wide open. With arms wide open as well. I've been talking about Creed a lot recently also. So that kind of fits with this vibe too.
Why do I feel like somebody in a different unrelated group chat was like, Creed's coming back?
I don't know, but I talked about that at the wedding last night. So you might have heard it. You might have heard me saying that.
I feel like it was relevant to the wedding that I was at last weekend, which is why I'm like, maybe Creed really is coming back.
No, Creed actually really is coming back. I almost saw Creed at a music festival in September.
The amount of men singing to Creed at the wedding was more than I was expecting. So it's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We're so back, said
We're
Creed.
so back.
Creed is making a resurgence.
It's true. It's true. It's getting into the minds of men all over America.
Whoa.
Divorced
Adam,
dad rock.
Adam showed me, what's it called? I'm 10 feet from the edge and I'm thinking. I don't know what the name of that one is.
Creed song.
Maybe 10 feet is so fine. I'm sorry.
Oh
no.
Until I put that
Hold
down.
me down.
Oh,
That's what
I'm
it is.
6 feet from the
It's
edge.
6 feet.
and I'm
It's not
bringing
10 feet. That's what it is. The wrong number.
10 feet from the... I'm just guessing.
This was, I actually
That is.
listened to an unreleased
Creed song?
an unreleased draft, an early draft of the song when it was 10 feet, and then they thought no.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Real story for a
They're
second.
like, no,
That's
Remember
real.
days of
that is
radio.
It's on the internet. It's real.
that's on you.
Back when I was at music job, I learned Creed had unreleased song.
That's the great thing about previously working in the music industry. I could say anything, and you
I
could believe
believe
it. But yeah, I think that the romance between Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale is incredibly, the chemistry, whoa.
The chemistry is kind of whoa.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I think it's mostly because they both are serving hair.
Hair.
In the
Oh my
most
God.
serious way.
Yeah.
I want some of that 1800s mousse.
It's big.
I
They
know.
have big
1800s, you
hair.
didn't need it because they didn't have the ozone laying down.
Oh, yeah.
Hair, like, to the-
Gravity was
Yeah,
different
gravity,
back then.
gravity was different back in the 1800s.
Nobody talks about that,
No.
but
It's the
we do.
microplastics in the air.
True.
Oh. It's decreasing our sex drives.
It's
Yeah.
increasing our sex drive. It's making our
Not
hair less
mine.
sexy to start with.
Not mine!
Everybody's
use
sex
so
drive would
much
not be
mousse.
affected if everyone's hair was still so naturally voluminous.
Yeah, seriously. If everyone looked like Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale.
Okay. Have you
everybody
ever
coming out the time.
seen like a couple and been like, I would sit in the cuck chair and watch this?
Yeah.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are one of those couples for me. I'd be like, I would watch.
I'd be content just to watch.
I would pay for their OnlyFans if they had one.
I feel like
One
this.
time or every month?
All every month.
I know that this movie
Frequent
is
subscriber.
super popular because, like, recently I've been seeing it on a bunch of, like, best horror movie lists. So it's been back on my mind. And I think it might be being promoted more because it's the 20th anniversary. But, like, everybody is talking about The Mummy and it being their bisexual awakening. But I really do think that this could be fodder for that. But, unfortunately, The Mummy is still the best, and it is better. Now that I watched Van Helsing all the way through, at the beginning I was saying...
The Mummy is the best.
I was saying some stuff about how I should change my bumper sticker, and it should be Van Helsing. I have the bumper sticker that says, honk if you'd rather be watching the 1999 cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy. I've talked about this
So you
before.
just need another bumper sticker that says,
Or Van Helsing.
honk a second time if you want to do a double feature with Van Helsing in it. That's your second bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Honk twice, but really quick back to back, so I don't think you're just honking at me.
So I don't think you're mad at me. The other day, somebody...
Honk twice, but then honk a third time just to let me know you're not mad at me.
Somebody pulled up into the lane next to us, rolled down their window, and started screaming. And Adam was driving, but I was in the car.
And you're like,
She rolled down the window, and I was like, and she was like, I love the Mummy. She was crazy. Anyway, that's my girl. Shouts out to her. I wonder if we get the same reaction with Van Helsing. We should. Is all I'm saying. We should get.
You
some
should
of that
put
love.
that on a different car then if you want to do a true.
Put it on Adam's car.
We'll do a test. That'll be scientifically accurate.
We're
You're
doing
right.
a scientific.
You're right. You're so
or
right.
you put it on the same car, and whenever anybody honks, you have to follow them to their home and they go, "Which movie?
one did you mean?
Which movie were you honking for?"
Which one?
What should-
No, don't run away. Just 1 second. Which movie were you honking
I
for?
just have a question.
And then they're like, "I honked because you cut me off, bitch." And you're like, "Ah."
That's just like that fucking Tim Robinson sketch. Have you seen that? Where the guy has I think Tim Robinson has a bumper sticker that says "honk if you're horny," and Connor O'Malley, who's that guy who's in Bodies,
that
Bodies,
you always
Bodies,
talk
I
about.
always talk about. He comes up behind him in his car and he starts honking like crazy, and then follows Tim Robinson everywhere, just like honking like crazy. And the guy's like, "What the fuck do you want?" He's like, "Dude, I'm so horny. I saw your bumper sticker."
I had to let him know.
Same kind of vibe. That's the enthusiasm we're looking for. Maybe
Our
not.
lawyer of the pod, Alex, used to have a bumper sticker that said "honk if you like goth girls."
Yes.
And every time somebody would honk, and she'd be like, "What the fuck?" And then she's like, "Oh, I
And then they'd
forgot
be like,
I have this bumper
like that
sticker."
You gotta like contain your road rage if you're gonna have one of those honk if kind of bumper
Yeah.
stickers. Just word to the wise, or like have less like soft
Don't be reactive.
feelings.
If
than
you're like
I
a
do.
reactive dog, don't get one.
I always get like scared and sad when someone honks, and then I'm
It's not my
like,
fault.
change your perspective, Monica. It could be a new bestie out there. But anyway, the whole premise of this whole movie is it that I was not paying attention a lot at the beginning, so you're gonna have to fill in some
The
gaps for
beginning,
me.
black and white, Frankenstein,
not
an
that
angry
part.
mob.
Not that far back. I mean, they send Van Helsing to Kate Beckinsale, whose
Yes.
real name is actually
Anna.
Valerius.
Yeah.
Anna Valerian, I think.
No, it's Valerius. I'm looking at it right now.
No.
I don't
And
think
then
so.
Not
I
anymore.
don't know. I mean, if IMDb
Not as I recall.
and oh yeah, it's Velkin Valerius and Anna Valerius. Anyway, now you're caught up, and I looked it up, so I'm sorry. But here's the thing: they were trying to fight a werewolf. There we go. We finally got to the werewolf. There's a werewolf now.
Yes.
Who
Oh yeah, they got him in
The
the
first
cage.
werewolf.
got him in the cage. And then shit went really bad because it was a terrible plan. It was literally one of the worst plans I've ever seen. It was kind of like a Scooby-Doo plan where like it's obviously not going to work,
Yeah.
but like it leads to something and someone fucks it up and they still
It's for
win in
plot
the end.
purposes.
But they actually still didn't win in the end, and actually
Yeah.
Velkin gets turned into a werewolf. So is
He also, don't forget, very important because it happens later in the movie. Oh, I
just,
just put
just
it
a
on.
second ago. They've always been on. What are
He
you talking
falls off a cliff.
about? Long legs reference. What? Yes.
Yes, with the
That's-
werewolf.
He falls off the cliff and is presumed dead.
Dead.
But is Van
the first time
Helsing
he falls off
sent
the cliff.
the first time he falls off the cliff? There's a lot of cliff falling. Spoiler alert for later in the
That's
film.
crazy.
Is Van Helsing sent there to deal with the vampires, or because he knows that Velkin is a werewolf now by some divine knowledge of God and the Pope?
I
think
think he's sent there to deal with the vampires because
Yeah.
he comes into the town when they're in the town square later.
And he has all this stuff. I think like
We see
the
them
Vatican
at
maybe
the-
also
at the
knows
trap.
that he has werewolves.
Because there was that part later on in the movie where Anna, not Amy, Anna is like seeing her brother for the first time, seeing that he is alive and that he is a werewolf because she thought he was dead. And then Hugh Jackman, Van Helsing, I'm trying really hard. Van Helsing.
Gabriel?
Gabriel. We'll get to that. Pigeon pin. Gabriel comes through and he starts shooting at her brother and she's like, fuck you. And she saves her brother like 3 times.
Did you know?
And he was like, did you know before? And he said, yes. So then I was like, then he knows. Then he knew before.
Well, he can feel evil too. That's like thrown in there a little bit.
Yeah. There's some stuff that isn't totally explained, and I think it's just like Van Helsing lore that I don't necessarily know, because they make him seem like is it like what we do in the shadows, where like the Van Helsing is a bloodline of people born to defend against like vampires
No,
and
I
bad
think
people.
he is like 400
Yeah.
something years old.
But he can't remember.
I wonder if he's like Archangel Gabriel.
Oh my god, yeah, he is.
Probably.
No, yeah,
Because
he
he's
is.
the left hand of God.
Yeah.
figured-
Wow.
And
I think this
he
might have
has
been
around
something
for
very
hundreds
obvious
of
in
years.
the film.
If you are Christian, you would have gotten it right away.
I've
but-
said it before. I'll say it again. I read the Spark Notes for the Bible, so I missed quite a bit.
Wow.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, that's so.
That makes
that's
so much
literally-
sense.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have this whole thing where it's like he can't remember his past because there's always.
I don't know who my family is, which is a classic hero
Yeah.
backstory mystery.
And Dracula is like, I know you. I've known you for years. Like, he talks like they're old friends.
You're the one who murdered me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They go
sorry,
way
that's
back,
spoiler.
actually.
It's literally him. It's not figuratively him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody does it different.
True.
That's
Because
why I'm like, I don't know that it is Van Helsing lore that you don't know because, well, I also don't know Van Helsing lore, so maybe what the fuck do I know? But my understanding of Van Helsing was that he was like a vampire hunter specifically.
Yeah.
And he's doing all the different evilly guys in this one.
Yeah. No, it's like a bigger. They changed a lot of things.
Yeah. Did y'all ever watch Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire?
Yeah,
No.
zillion.
They have their own Van Helsing in there, and it's the dad from Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, and like as we talked about at length on last week's episode, Twilight has its own fucking set of rules that it makes up as well too.
Yeah.
So you know, it's fun to change it up. You can do whatever
your own
you
little
want.
take on the lore.
Yeah,
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Exactly.
Otherwise, why are you even bothering to rehash lore? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
And again, that's why I like this one so much because I think they did some very original things visually. You know, the story isn't necessarily the most
Riveting.
amazing thing that has ever happened, but I still love it.
It is
so much, and it's
also
perfect.
long, but I had a good time.
Yeah,
but
It is
it's long.
It is
It's
long.
long.
It's long.
There are 2 times that I looked at the clock and I was like, we've been watching it for 30 minutes. I was like, how? I thought we were an hour and a half into this 2 hour and 11-minute movie.
No, there's still an hour and a half left.
25 minutes into the movie, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and at one point she was like, "We still have
for sure.
50 minutes of this
We still
movie
have
left."
50 minutes left. And you know, those 50 minutes flew by, I
Yeah.
have to say. So it's actually fine.
The basic was good.
The pacing was
Sorry, I got a cough. I was trying to hold it in.
I got cough.
And the most important part of every vampire movie is how horny the vampires are.
Yes.
And-
And also how horny they make you.
Exactly. And I
Yes.
think that they succeeded on both fronts.
Yeah.
Agreed.
They were horny. They were like, the women.
We
the
had to hold
brides,
feet. We couldn't contain ourselves.
We interlocked our toes today. It's something I've done before with another. But it was the
But it
first
happened
time.
really organically the
Like a
first
natural-
time.
No, I said, what if we held toes and I forced our toes together? And my friend Allison was like, okay. And I was like, I like you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being acceptable.
And then today, Monica's foot touched mine, so I went, should we interlace toes?
She's been thinking about it ever since I told her about the Allison thing.
And then me and Monica did it, and then Chelsea felt left out.
Yeah, me
And then I was like, Sydney, interlace your toes with my toes.
We have a great picture of it, so if you would like to pay $666, we will send it to you.
yeah, we'll put it on our feet pic Patreon tier that doesn't exist.
But it could by the
but
time
it
this
could.
episode
But it
comes
could
out.
have
If
enough
we get
demand.
real
There's
interest.
demand.
And I just want to say that Sydney and I's toes remain interlocked for about 10 minutes of the film.
And I were
Yes.
gonna be like, to this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
Imagine
You know? And then,
like we're sitting this far away from each other. This is
both have long legs.
the podcast is now a body horror film.
Yeah, right.
It's because we have
The
monstrous
movie
spooky
Long Legs
too
is
up
actually
here.
about
you
us
two
interlocking
interlacing
toes.
toes,
So
even with
fucking
me in the
funny.
middle.
So fucking funny. But that's how Randy we were feeling after seeing the Brides of Dracula.
That's
in
what I
this.
always do when I'm feeling random.
Brides of Dracula. It's a natural response. They're literally.
Listen, if you can't interlock your toes with friends, what can you do?
Really weird if you can't do that.
Yeah.
And really weird if you never have. Really
How
weird.
else do you stave off
Really weird
sexual
if you never have.
frustration? You have to interlock
Exactly.
your toes with your besties.
That's a little way to release steam on the wheel.
Yeah,
don't they?
Yeah, no one
Little
ever
pressure
thinks about
valve.
that. No one ever thinks about that.
Especially when your fiance comes down wearing noise canceling headphones because he cannot be bothered by us.
And you need to feel loved by your friends, and it's
Yeah.
really all about having friends, as we learned.
Now
in
y'all
Van
made it
Helsing.
about me, but you're the one who started it today. So. Don't let us not forget. the thing is,
Her foot touched mine first.
the women, oh my God, we're going to talk about Van Helsing. The wives of Dracula.
The brides.
In this movie. Oh, brides. Okay.
It's kind of the same
They're
thing.
wives, they're brides.
I guess it's like, have they had the wedding yet?
It's polygamy.
Yeah.
They had 15,000
They
babies.
couldn't have had the wedding yet because
They couldn't have had a child
you can
out of
only
wedlock.
marry one.
We don't know vampire law in
They're
this.
sinners.
They're sinners, and so
So they can do babies out of wedlock and I guess marry more than one.
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
But they're married already. They're already
Yeah.
married because he said, "My wife." I don't know. Maybe he did.
That's just how he said it in the movie.
That's how he said it.
My what?
But those three actresses, I should shout them out. I will in a second.
They're incredible.
Those are the ones putting the full pussy.
Yeah.
The full pussy into their
But
performances.
also,
they're just
no,
like,
no pussy because
Yeah.
I saw their bat forms.
oh yeah, no
Nope,
pussy,
no pussy.
no pussy.
Uh-uh.
Well, it was a PG-13 movie, I think, so they couldn't
think
have
they should have
vagina
had
out loud.
Full
Bush.
labia majora.
Bat
menorah.
push. Menorah.
Well, have you seen a bat's pussy before?
No.
You know what? No, I haven't.
Shut her right up.
You know what?
Her.
No, I haven't.
Boom. And that's something I'm not going to be looking up.
I'll do it.
Oh my
Don't
god.
touch your mic.
I'm allowed to. I edit, Chelsea. It's fine.
It is
Are you looking at-
crazy.
Yeah, of course.
But the performances from them are like fucking insane. They're just like doing 110%. What are you
She
typing?
put vagina.
It would technically be a vagina.
That's actually what it's called
that
when
is.
it's a bat's.
Sydney, thank you. I knew
they have
you'd
a
know. I
cloaca?
knew you'd know the technical name.
Looks like a dog's a little bit.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to
So-
look it up.
Yeah,
okay,
Monica,
well,
you're not-
Well, if
allowed to
it's been looked up, I want to see.
yeah, I'm not. Come on, I'm
That's-
always
yeah.
seeking knowledge. Come on. But yeah, so they didn't have vaginas when they were bats, but I'm sure they had vaginas when they
No, I
weren't
think so.
bats.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that they definitely did. But also they were giving Powerpuff Girls,
Yeah.
aka
One's pink with red hair. One has black hair and is green. One has blonde hair and she's kind of wearing a white outfit, but it's probably blue in the
Blue.
right lighting.
so also that means that they're giving Chapel,
Holy
Charlie,
Trinity.
And Sabrina.
Speaking of things being holy.
So
Also.
it was predated in the year of our Lord 2004.
The prophecy was foretold.
It has been foretold 20 years ago.
The prophecy has come true.
The prophecy will and come together at Primavera Sound next year.
Okay, are we going to that though?
I've always wanted to go to Primavera
I think
Sound.
we should.
Yeah, we go to Barcelona.
Also, when are we going in 2025? Universal Orlando is gonna have
The Dark Universe.
Yeah,
there's a Dark
They
Universe
should
theme
sponsor
park.
Monica.
yeah.
Yeah.
Universal
I
Studios
don't
Orlando
know enough
sponsor
to be
us.
Sponsored, but I do feel passionate about
Sponsor
it.
us.
Based on
I think
passion
that's all you
alone,
need.
I'm right here.
But I think we should do a field trip.
I would love to do that. It's next year already.
Yeah, it's like next
Wow.
summer. I think it's 2025.
Really? That's shocking because I only started hearing about it this year. Well, good for them for doing it quickly. Thank
I
you.
feel like they've been doing it for a while and just
But I
like,
just
They're
only
maybe
heard
just
about it
getting
now.
the word
Announced
out
it.
now.
Good for you, Sydney, for only sending it to me this year, so I don't have to wait that long.
well, but they
Thank
only
you.
announced it. I think they've been working on it, and so
They've
that
been
way people.
keeping secrets.
They've been keeping.
How do they keep secrets from us?
I cheers to my microphone. Anyway, the women are also very horny with Kate Beckinsale, which is important.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
Alira
want her.
especially, and the way they speak to each other by first name, I was like, is there a backstory that's going to be revealed here that before she was a wife bride, she was like her human lady in waiting and best companion, and then she got stolen away by Dracula. That's the fan fiction, by the way.
Chelsea's writing it. Don't worry.
If it didn't exist in the movie, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
In between the lines. Read
The
the
way they
subtext.
speak to each other, it's giving a little bit Mina and Lucy from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I love that movie
They should
so
have
much.
kissed in the rain. There's
They
plenty
should
of
have.
rain in this movie.
There's plenty of rain in this movie.
They almost kissed, kind
They're
of.
so they
They
almost
licked.
kissed. They
Yeah,
did a lick.
that
They did a big
counts.
lick. Oh, another thing, I love that how the mouths open, how they can like unhinge their jaws. A lot of fun like facial transformations.
And like eye transformations too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how they all die so uniquely and how it's like they made it differently hard to kill them. They had to use silver, but it had to be dipped in holy water. And then there's like a couple other ways that it was done throughout. But I love that they died differently every time. Like the first girl, do you know her name?
Nope.
No?
It started with an M.
Mariska.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a feeling you would absorb their
I don't
names.
know the one with black hair's name.
Might be Verona.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. There's
And
someone
then
named
Alira?
Top Hat in this movie.
Oh, that's the.
That was Top Hat.
Yeah, that was the man in the top hat.
Oh. I
Are you
missed
being
him.
serious or are you doing a joke?
No, I am being dead serious.
No,
It's
I don't
that
know. I
guy
don't
with the
either. I
long
just
blonde
remember
hair and the
top
top
hat.
hat.
Oh, I kind of remember that, but I don't know what he said. Anyway, that's fine. She like kind of like melted a little bit, and I liked that one. And then when Verona died, that was the cool fake 'em out death with the
cart.
carriage and Frankenstein not actually being in there, and it was actually a holy water bomb with silver stakes.
Which is like really cool.
It was
Which is
super
pretty cool.
sick. It was very cool. This was another instance when someone fell off of a cliff.
Yeah, a lot of cliff falling in
A lot
this
of
movie.
cliffs.
Yes.
She could technically fly, so it was more of a jump.
Yeah.
Intent, but I think it counts.
Tomato,
But you
tomato.
thought Frankenstein was falling to his death for a minute
Yeah.
there, and you thought Carl was falling to his death for a minute there.
My love, Carl.
But they were in the fake out carriage.
They're in the fake out carriage.
They said psych,
They had
bitch.
a good plan. They had a great plan. And she just kind of dissolves, Verona. When she just like, not dissolves, she like flakes away into flakes.
But she also falls back into the fire, so she probably
kind of
melts,
burning.
but she does it while being on
Mariska
fire.
literally like bubbled, and then like her skin and everything slothed off, and she was just a skeleton.
And then she
that
crumbled.
That fucked.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Pretty cool.
It looked good. It looked really good.
It was a sleigh.
Hold on a second. Okay, what else happens in this movie? There's vampires, there's town people,
There's werewolves.
sexy, there's werewolves. Velkin, the guy who plays Velkin, is really fucking hot.
Yeah,
We
he's
need to
very
say
hot.
that. We need to say that. He looked like Ian Somerhalder to me when he first came on the screen for a split second. That's a
And then you're
different
like,
man.
he's his own man.
He's his own man, and he's a werewolf guy. So let's not get it twisted.
And Ian Somerhalder, actually famously a vampire.
Yeah.
And honestly, the werewolf in this freaks me out so much because like the way that they did the ears is very like jackal, like hell dog vibes, which like makes sense because they're making this so biblical. And like they said something at some point about like the werewolves being like the lackeys of Dracula.
Yeah.
And that's why Dracula has the wolfsbane serum or whatever the fuck they called it. Is it called that? It's called
It's
that
called
now.
The Cure.
Or the
Cure.
antidote or something. Yeah.
The antidote. Because he has that, so in case one of them turned on him, he could turn them
He
back
could
into
cure
them
them
and kill
before
them.
they bit him. Because as it turns out, we don't know what can kill Dracula. We've tried everything for 400 years as a family.
One of the coolest things right at the beginning, because like over the course of the films, you see like he can't die. He's in the fire, he's in the stuff, but he's confronting Victor Frankenstein, and who's holding a sword, and he like impales himself, which is
hot.
very sexual.
It
You
was
think you can kill me?
Oh,
It
the
was
tension
so
was, and you're just
funny.
like, oh, this is how this movie's going.
Dracula's so bi-coded,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
Like-
perfect.
Like we were saying earlier, unpigeon pinning. Whenever he sees Van Helsing, because he's known him for 1,000 years, he calls him by his first name.
Gabriel.
Gabriel. He really emphasizes the gay.
Yeah.
again, Gabriel.
Yeah, like
Gabriel, you know me.
It's just like
Gabriel,
that.
you're back. Queen, how have you been?
I've missed you,
Gabriel.
base.
Oh my god, Gabriel.
I wasn't
I've missed
expecting
you,
to see
baby.
you after all this time.
Stop. I didn't even do my
Oh my
makeup
God.
today.
I
Do
only
I look okay?
is
Is
my
this a good-
beautifully coiffed hair pieces falling perfectly into my face.
Is my hairpiece in right? Do I have enough little wispies?
Is my little
How have you
like
been?
adorable like hair tie thing that we see quite a lot of shots of. I want one.
It's beautiful. I have one, but I lost the pin for it.
I can't believe.
Makes me really upset. But I think that he's incredible. Like we said, Richard Roxburgh, he fucking slays this so much.
He
And
is
this
like acting his ass off in this.
And what were you saying, Sydney, about the Twilight comparison? Like,
Arrow.
Oh, Arrow.
yeah,
Arrow.
Arrow definitely.
And I knew that because we talked about it last episode.
We just talked about it.
But we definitely took some notes from this performance, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bringing it back to last week's episode.
Bring it back to last week's episode, which we famously had last week.
We haven't even talked about what the whole point of his nefarious plot is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we alluded to it. Did you know that if two vampires have sex, they spawn a bunch of ball sacks filled with even less human-looking bat creatures?
Yeah, they're like tiny bats with long tails.
Yeah. They don't get another vampire. They don't get Renesmee.
Here's the thing. Do you think they grow to be
She was half
bigger?
human. I don't know. We don't ever find
Like-
that out.
And I proposed this idea, but I don't think it's real. But I was like, we see the wives in their vampire form and their human form. These babies could just be born in vampire form and then turn into little human-looking babies later.
Gaga.
And just crawling along.
Goo goo gaga.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly what how
that.
babies act.
Yeah.
That's how they act. But yeah, no, it was disgusting. And the whole issue was that like vampires are not supposed to have babies.
Create
They
life.
cannot create life because they themselves
He's
are
trying to
dead.
say, God, not only God can create life.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's deep,
That was
Chelsea.
really powerful. Whoa.
That was so
Oh my God,
powerful.
thank you.
Wow.
Oh my God, thank you guys.
That was
Wow.
that was really special.
But in this film, like, if they want like more, I guess they'd have to do it a lot. Why aren't they just like turning them to make more vampires?
Well,
There
we don't
are-
learn in this movie how vampires are being.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
So
we
maybe
don't.
it's a very complicated, expensive process.
could be. But he talks
Well,
about how he can make another bride after the first one dies, and they're
Yeah,
like,
but it's really
"Do we mean so
hard.
little to you?"
Well,
like,
there are vampire children in this movie.
yeah. Well, so
Because there's
Oh,
that
yeah, 'cause the
vampire
ball.
masquerade at the ball, and there's two little kids with this big dark circles around their eyes. Interesting makeup choice for them. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what
Yeah,
they say.
yeah.
They
No, I
say
think that
some
was exactly
shit.
what
they're
said.
getting away.
Oh, some shit like that. They say something annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Ugh,
Ugh,
children. Am I right?
kids. Undead kids. They never grow up.
The worst.
But yeah, their babies are different than that. And they come in nasty egg sacs that look like, spoiler alert for Planet Terror, close your ears if you don't want to hear this joke.
Oh, I hated when she
They
said this
look
earlier.
like Quentin Tarantino's dick in Planet Terror when it melts off and falls on the ground. That's what the
It's also
egg sacs
giving.
look
What
like.
we say? We said it was giving like
Eggs
pod
and Alien
people
and cotton candy pods
Yeah.
from
Cotton candy
Killers from Outer Space.
and the
Invasion of the
Body
Body
Snatchers.
Snatcher pods a little bit. Different form though. It's just because I watched that on Friday night. But yeah, I really forgot that was the whole subplot. And their whole thing is that they're like using Victor Frankenstein's machine because he's dead. By the way, I don't know if we made that clear.
Yeah, he dies right
in the
off the
first
jump.
5 minutes. Yeah.
They need his machine, and they need, for whatever reason, a conduit to run the electricity
that
through
creates
Like
life.
human, like a body,
or
like a
human-esque.
human-esque living creature to generate the power. And so they try it with Velkin.
Well,
No, they tried it with the dad.
First.
Tried it with the dad
And he gets burnt to
first.
crisp.
Yeah, yeah, he gets burnt to the crisp, and then they try Velkin, and he thinks it'll be better because he's
He's
a
got
werewolf.
werewolf blood now, so
And it
he's
works a
stronger.
little bit, and then they all blow up.
I think
Yeah.
he lasts a little longer, yeah.
Yeah.
They love to do a gooey blow up in this too, and I really enjoy.
And they're right for that.
Yeah.
No, they're really right. For
Everybody
that.
loves a gooey blow up.
They had gore in their own way because they couldn't have like a lot of blood. I don't think because this was PG-13, right? Like
Yeah.
I didn't just make that up.
No, I think it was PG-13.
I think it was PG-13.
That's why in some other movie they had like black
Yeah, it's
blood or
PG-13.
something so that it wouldn't like
Yeah.
trigger the sense.
If it's
so
red,
it's
it's
a
like-
good hack.
Yeah.
If it looks like too much like actual blood, it's my cat trying to break it.
She's just pulling the blanket fully underneath. Dude.
She says, "Let me in."
Oh my god, her little hand's like ah!
Daphne, girl, you're such a demon. This is getting too real. It's like we're in the movie.
Oh my
you guys.
god.
It's like the wolf man is here, but it's a cat named Daphne.
She might be done.
She'll do more in a little bit. I
Don't
bet
worry.
you.
She'll never give up.
I'll keep this locked and loaded.
I'll keep it ready.
But like, I don't know. That this is where like the plot breaks down a little bit because I'm like, what is happening? Why
Yeah.
are they doing this? But that's fine. I liked it.
That's
still.
okay, actually.
It's cool. And like they did pod people. Cool. Okay, that's fine. They did pod babies.
Yeah.
They did pod bat babies.
Well, and then
that's
we
fine. It's 2004.
we like they're they're trying to like kidnap Anna at the beginning, and we don't really realize why, right?
Yeah.
And then we get some more background
Actually,
story.
maybe I still don't realize why.
Oh.
Well, so he's like her ancestor. They
Yeah.
like explain that,
They're
right?
like honor bound to
Kill
him
him.
if any of them ever want to get into heaven.
Yes.
So as long as the family line is still alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
The
so,
whole thing-
like,
as I
so the
recall.
whole family's in limbo until Dracula dies.
Yeah.
Yes.
For like 1,000 millennia.
Yeah, which is
That's
why
probably not an accurate number.
pigeon pin this, and we'll come back at the very end. It makes more sense.
Yeah. Oh my god. The end.
I think they said 9 generations, maybe.
I don't know how many years that is, but it's quite
he
a
kept
few.
being like, I died in 1462, and I was like, what year is it in the movie now?
Whatever year
1880
that they were like
something.
2 layers into building the Eiffel Tower. It's that year.
It's like 1880.
Oh, that's right. We're at Eiffel
something.
Tower times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
okay.
it's not done yet.
No, no,
but they're
but they got the
starting it.
base.
They got the base. It's
All
got
about that base.
Two tiers in there. But I mean, I just don't. I'm trying not to look at what's happening right now. I'm trying not to experience it. Stop bringing Meghan Trainor into this household. I almost literally body checked her the other day.
Why would you do that to her? She's a
She's a mother of two.
We were like going around, like not on purpose.
Meghan Trainor.
We were walking across the same dance floor. Yeah, I was gonna fight Meghan Trainor. No, I would never fight Meghan Trainor. We were walking across the
Monica's
same
beef with Meghan Trainor.
platform, and I just like
Meghan.
I just almost bumped into her. Okay. And then we both were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
It's not your fault.
She also almost body checked me. Okay.
Did you know Monica has beef with Meghan Trainor? You heard it here.
I like her a lot, and I like her husband from
Spy Kids?
Daryl Sabara.
Their first child is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, with the glasses, right?
Yes, Riley.
But yeah, anyway, the Meghan Trainor of it all. I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the whole point of this entire movie was for them to try to make these 10,000 babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they have to steal Frankenstein, and then they do steal Frankenstein. I just want to point out that Igor is also in this movie, and we haven't talked about him a lot, but he did a lot of work.
He goes where the money is.
Yeah.
He goes where the money is.
He's a hired
unfaithful.
man.
He just likes to be around freaky
I
shit.
work for him, but because he pays
He's
me.
Yeah.
They had some good funny lines. I feel like I could have had a little bit more of the levity in there, but at least we had
I
Carl.
think they did a kind of a lot of it.
God, I love Carl.
They have Carl, and Carl has that sexy time with that lady because he's just a friar.
Yeah, he's just a friar. He's not like a priest or anything.
How can I ever repay you? But you're a monk. I'm only a friar.
Friar. That was
That
so
was
funny.
One of the best parts of the whole movie.
I
It's
died
so
laughing.
fucking funny. It's so fucking
Because
funny.
her, like, whoever played, like, the little side character girl, her face.
played it.
She crushed it. She was,
so
like,
cute.
so concerned. And then she was like, oh, you're just
you're
a
a monk.
Is
friar.
her name Barmaid?
I don't know enough about Christianity to say, but I guess you haven't taken vows of chastity
Did he?
yet.
And then they,
He's
like,
not going against God to fuck him, and so it's fine.
exactly.
Exactly.
Is it going against God to fuck a monk if you're not the monk? I guess you're tempting.
Keep
Yeah.
in mind this is the Catholic Church, and they don't favor the woman 99.9% of the time.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so
Why would they
I
do
feel like they
that?
probably blame her. She
Not
had-
my
she
Catholicism.
was, she was a like demon of Satan tempting him to stray from his godly path.
like
But
all
then
women.
if you just go to confession and say, oopsie, my bad, they go, actually, it's so chill.
They're like, just say, like, 5 Hail Marys, and you're actually totally
I was
fine.
a slut and a temptress. Oh my god, that's okay.
That's fine.
That's actually
That's
okay.
fine.
5 Hail Marys, light a candle.
I love Catholicism.
Who doesn't love
really turned the
Catholicism?
door on Catholicism this episode.
We really figured it all out.
We're like really into Catholicism now.
Should I have Adam come in and explain what it's like to be
Is he
raised
Catholic?
Catholic?
Oh.
He was raised Catholic.
I went to Catholic school.
I know. She knows.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She was
And
the
look how
meanest
I
girl at
turned out.
Catholic school.
Were you the meanest girl? Oh, I was like, I feel like girls at Catholic school are really mean.
No, I loved all the girls at Catholic school.
Oh, great.
Great
It was
time at
so
Catholic
good.
Oh my god.
I would send my kids to an all-girls Catholic school again, but they don't have that many or they don't have any in Birmingham, which is devastating.
You can start one.
I was about to say, should I start my own?
Start
Dear God. God just rolled over.
one? No, he was excited about it.
Yeah.
He loves Catholic school, presumably.
He loves Catholic school girls.
If
You're like, oh my god,
I
bring
were
him to-
God,
God loves
it would
Catholic
be
school
God
girls.
honoring.
He's
for
like, I
Sydney to
just
start
need,
Catholic school for
I
girls.
need a faithful patron of the Lord in Birmingham. To
And that's
continue
me,
And I
my
always
work.
said that's Sydney.
That's so. Everybody would say that about. See,
Oh my god.
that was God saying he approved.
That was God.
Anyway, I just wanted to take
he
this
listens
time.
to Spooky Tuesday.
I should have worn my
So, something
nun
for everybody else
habit
to
to
think about.
record this. If I only would have
But then
known.
how would you wear merch?
I would have worn it.
Just the hat, yeah.
Oh, and then you just
No, it
The
just
Have
habit's
it
goes
just
right
the
here.
hat. No, the
It
hat
just
is
goes
just the
over here.
hat.
the, I guess, robe.
That's a robe.
That's
Dress.
a robe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I learned something today.
I just want to talk about Frankenstein really quick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the show.
we love him.
I love
Um,
his glowing
Frankie?
green
That's what I was gonna
brain.
say. I love the creature
character
design
design.
for him in particular because he
How
has
part of his face falls away.
yeah, when his face falls away, you can see his brain and shit, and he's got like the electric heart and all and the brain, of course, and it's like
The
one of
little
those
zappies.
lamps that you touch and then the electricity goes to your finger.
Oh, like
That's
on
what it's like, yeah.
X-Files.
Yeah, like
The
an
opening.
X-Files opening. Yeah, my dad has one of those.
We
And
used
it
to have
goes
one of those.
to the audio in our TV. So when the TV gets loud, it like it's honestly incredibly distracting when
That's
you're
so
watching
weird.
a film. But it's very cool. It's very cool. But yeah, I really, really liked his creature design, and also I just love that actor who played him. I want to shout him out. I didn't recognize him for anything, but his name is Schuler Hensley, which is a fucking sick name.
Slay.
Schuler? Okay, dude. That's
Monica,
sick.
put it on your list.
Frankenstein's monster. I'm not going to name my kid Schuler.
You can
but
name
I'm
him
glad-
Schuler Frankenstein. That's
I'm
gender
not gonna
neutral.
do that. But shouts out to Schuler. Keep slaying, honey. But anyway, anytime he like says a prolonged note with his voice, it sounds like he's singing opera.
Why?
I was almost like he's about to break into song.
No,
and
it really
that
felt like it was
happens.
going to be
I was like,
musical.
is this musical?
I was like, I know it's not, but
For
think
the
about a
20th
Van Helsing
anniversary,
musical.
Broadway.
Think about that. Everyone would love that. People would want that.
I made Death Becomes Her into a musical. Feels right there for Van Helsing.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
But I do feel like it might be like Spider-Man in the Dark, whatever, cursed potentially. So they should be careful.
No idea what you're talking about, but I believe you.
That was another Universal. Well, there was the Spider-Man attraction, the show, when they say I need
Oh,
a
it's-
hero at Universal, and then they had a Broadway musical Spider-Man, and it was like cursed. Everybody kept getting injured, and they always were having problems.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. I'm not really.
That's
hooked
lore
in.
for you. That's lore
I'm
for
not. I'm not looped in on Broadway, but
I
I
love
wanna
the Spider-Man musical. I saw it
wanna
live.
be. Ooh, did anyone die on
you.
your?
Anyone die?
No,
Wow, you got lucky.
I did.
Great. I'm glad you didn't have that.
because
trauma.
I was
No one
there.
needs that.
Oh my god! And she is favored by God.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I should start my own all-girls Catholic school.
I think that we should take time to discuss the romance aspect of this film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because this
I
is
don't
a
really know what
romance
else
horror
to
movie.
say, but
Go
this is
ahead.
a romance horror movie. But I liked to see them kiss. But Chelsea had some thoughts about it.
I thought they went in okay, but then they came out and they were just like, and I don't know. I just didn't think it looked very appealing. But I think it is very hard to do a really good on-screen kiss because sometimes a kiss that feels good doesn't look good, and sometimes a kiss that looks good doesn't feel good.
That's so true.
And so it's like, as an actor, you just want to be in the moment. Also, you don't want to be like, how does this kiss look on camera?
yeah.
Yeah, but you could do multiple takes.
Yeah.
I love Kate Beckinsale so much, and I love all of the acting in this movie because it is so grandiose and so over the top. But like, it took me out of the romance because I feel like I'm sorry, I'm Kate Beckinsale. I love you. Please forgive me. She was iconic in this, but she was like trying to do so many like serious things so big, which isn't the same as like a vampire being like, I want the second blood. Like, you know what I mean? You can go as crazy as you fucking want with that because it's a vampire.
You can.
And they're crazy horny and it's wild, okay? But
There's no rules when you're a vampire.
Kate Beckinsale's character was always just like, Anna was always just like, like all the time.
Like, she's a girl boss, but also she's still a damsel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That was the vibe.
yeah.
She's a damsel, but also she's a girl boss.
But she also slays.
She wears pants.
She does
Very
wear
sexy pants.
She wears pants.
Because the second time we see her in person, we see a very hot photo of her that they just have. That the Vatican
and
just
they
has.
really linger on it.
Yeah. And then this first time, though, we get an ass shot
It's
in
just
the pants.
she's introduced by her ass. That's the first
But
thing
here's
you
the
see
thing.
of her
She's got
besides the
ass.
picture.
She's got tits.
And it's
Here's
great
her face.
because
she's
in
great
the
at
late, we know she's a girl boss because in the late 1800s, women did not wear pants.
Only the boss bitch.
I was
Only
like,
the
I
girl
don't have the culture
bosses.
in Transylvania or
Only
Romania.
she was a counterculture queen in Transylvania.
Yeah.
That's what she was doing. That's what she was bringing to the table.
She said
Because everybody else was like a
feminism.
normal peasant, but she was a princess.
Yeah.
So they have different rules.
Yeah. But I don't know. I liked it. And I also totally forgot that Van Helsing is like turning into
A werewolf.
in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
But then he did turn into a werewolf.
And it's so
and
sexy.
I immediately felt sexually attracted to him as the werewolf.
And as we all know from last week's episode, Monica is Team Jacob.
Yeah.
So
So I guess it all makes a lot of sense. And I have read like 2 Omegaverse things.
everybody
before,
loves an Omegaverse.
And now maybe I'm
I
gonna
know, I'm
have to
actually
work.
surprised. I read it.
I'm gonna have to read a third
There are
Omegaverse
appealing
thing.
aspects about it.
Well, I also
Yeah, like
love
nodding.
Remus
That's
Sirius.
not it for me.
Yeah,
I also
Wolfstar.
love Wolfstar, which is 2 guys who turns into dogs /
Yeah.
wolves, you
So
know?
Monica has a type.
So I think this has kind of been a thing for a while.
Oh.
And I also love wolves.
Should we get Adam a furry suit?
Have you read fanfic where they fuck as animals?
No, I haven't read one where they fuck as animals.
Oh, I felt like that was implied by what you just said.
No.
I was like, I had a moment with it, but I was like, you do you.
I've not done that, but now I'm thinking about it.
Now I'm gonna think about it.
Think about how that exists. I'm just not very creative with my search terms. That's
Here's the
what I
thing,
found
for
out.
thinking about it Thursday.
Thinking about it
Oh my
Thursday. Getting into the scary
Daphne.
monster fucker side of
Come on,
of
Daphne.
Wolfstar.
Pose for the camera.
Sir,
Give paw.
Daphne.
Daffers.
She went,
Oh.
Should I let her in, or will she? No, she'll fuck up the cords. She's not allowed.
poor babe.
But he's so hot as
He
a
is
werewolf.
very sexy as a werewolf.
He's so hot and they made his face like more emotive than
Yeah.
they made
Velkin.
So that you can really see his grief and
See
his inner anguish.
humanity.
Hmm.
But he has to turn
don't
into
want to
a
be this
werewolf
way.
because he has to do it because the only thing that can kill Dracula is a werewolf, as has been foretold. in that painting that we saw.
And that painting that was like, if you pray by day, you can be wolf in the moonlight or vampire also in the moonlight.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
In the moonlight, you could be either werewolf
Or vampire.
We were like, they read it out
Two
loud, and then like
sides.
the
And I was
painting
like,
came
what are they
alive.
trying to
Yeah.
communicate?
And they fought each other.
It was
like,
bad
was-
CGI
It
painting.
was so weird. And then we were like
And then,
trying
like,
to
a senior
figure it out.
cheerleader,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were trying to figure out. We're like, we don't get it. And then
what
like
does this
Carl
mean?
was like, I don't get it also.
What
And
does
neither
this
did
mean?
Van Helsing.
You're so right for that, queen.
I felt validated by the film.
We felt
in that
seen.
moment.
We were like, okay, so we're not supposed
we're
to.
not-
We're not
It-
dumb. We're
they
just
don't
not
know.
supposed to
It
get
was
it.
not clear to anybody.
Nobody has any idea.
And nobody knows, but it's provocative. It gets the people
But it's
going.
That painting definitely was provocative for me. But yeah, he has to become a werewolf. It's literally, oh my god.
Duh.
She knows she's being recorded, even though she can't see.
Daphne.
She's shy.
Shy. She's so shy.
Just like me.
Hold on.
She doesn't like to perform. Oh wait, she's there. I saw Shadow. It was Adam.
Oh my
It was Adam.
Jump
His
scare!
little fingies came through.
That scared me so much.
We could have cut them off like signs.
Oh my god.
Gotta be careful.
That was so scary. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, he has to be a werewolf so he can fight. And they have the cure, so they're like, okay, we have a great plan. And also everybody's throwing shit all the time and everybody's swinging from vines like fucking Tarzan all
A
the
lot
time.
of swinging in this movie.
And where was the antidote?
It was inside a big giant glass thing that looked like the the cover with the rose from Beauty and the Beast just saying. This is also red, except it was filled with acid.
A viscous dome.
Oh yeah, the viscous dome.
A viscous dome that still broke like glass on the outside.
Yeah.
But inside of it was acid.
I also have a question. If the gel was acid and it could burn the face and burn a metal gate, how did it not burn the cure?
Because it's in special magical materials.
If I can't find the cure, I'll fix you with my love.
Exactly.
You know what she's singing?
Exactly. No, but that it was.
Did you make that up?
No, it's Lady Gaga.
Oh,
The Cure by Lady Gaga.
that one's on me.
I
I
know
guess.
that one.
Wow.
I don't know
That
that one.
I fell off. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But-
this is old Lady
I'm not
Gaga.
that big of a little. I'm selectively a little monster.
Wow, The Cure slaps.
Oh, I love her. But yeah, the Cure is beautiful and it does melt off. What's her name? Not Verona. Not Mariska.
Alira.
Alira's face. Alira's so hot. She's so
really
good.
hot.
She is really hot.
So good. And I don't know. There was also that point where Hugh Jackman like has his shirt ripped off because he was just a vampire a second ago, I think. Excuse me, werewolf. I do apologize. He was a werewolf just a second before, and he literally looked exactly like Tarzan.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was like he was wearing loincloth too.
Yeah, his ripped pants.
And he was
And his
swinging
hair
on
was
things.
long.
He was
and he didn't
jumping
have hat
down
on all of a
things.
sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this was when we finally got to see Dracula's true form.
His beastie form.
And they had been teasing that like the
Yeah.
whole fucking time.
Only giving silhouette or shadow.
And honestly, it was still pretty good. Like it was pretty. He looked more like a bat than the other ones.
Yeah.
Less horny, which was unfortunate. But
That's because he didn't have tits.
yeah, no, and that's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
Not his fault.
Yeah.
If they'd given him like a big bulge.
He had
Like a Ken doll bulge.
It's a PG-13 movie. But if it wasn't, they
But
give
they
him a
give him, like,
huge
a big-
swab.
I'm not saying he needs to hang.
Okay, wait.
He's
Oh,
got a
stop.
third
Bulge.
wing.
I remember earlier when I said I don't want to see what a vampire pussy looks like. I'm not a vampire pussy, a bat pussy. I have seen a bat
A
dick.
bat vagina.
Yeah,
Why?
I've seen a bat dick. I don't know. It's come up on like Twitter or something. I did not seek it out. I just wanted to be very clear.
In my looking up of
It looks like a
bat
normal dick.
vagina, I saw how a bat will use its large penis to use it as a third arm to hold them in place. I was like, how does that work?
We're learning so much about bats today. I love bats.
Vampires fuck.
This is only adding to my love for bats, so it's great.
Now you know.
But yeah, I think he looks pretty good, and I like his like spooky, like pointy bat ears as well. That's a piece of the door. It's a little bit of paint from the door. That's what's in my hair. Interesting.
Different color on the other side.
I think the door used to be a different color. Very exciting. But yeah, my house is falling apart, and I thought he looked pretty good. But my favorite parts of the last bit are what's her name? Valera. No.
Alira.
I put all their names together. Alira's death was one of those ones that is stuck in my brain forever. Oh, nice. I love what you did with your hair.
I'm loving the
I love what you
props.
did with your hair. I actually have wigs for all of us to be each of the brides of Dracula, but we
were too
wanted to
lazy.
be comfortable. It's the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
So,
maybe
for us.
one will come out for TikTok or something.
Yeah, maybe we'll wear a wig later on in our lives, but not right now.
But not right now.
Not right now.
We wanted to be our authentic selves for you.
This technically is very authentic for me because I have long
She
blonde hair.
always has
Yeah.
visor under her hair.
Exactly.
I'm so excited that I can cosplay as Sydney
Exactly.
on our episodes in the future.
Yeah.
But no bangs.
Yeah.
No bangs.
You can cut bangs.
I'm not gonna cut bangs. I'll
They'll
fuck
be
that
like,
shit up.
bleep, bleep.
Someone said to me, it was Danny. Or no, who was it?
You say what it is, and then I'll tell you who said it.
Somebody said to me, like, anyone who tells you to cut bangs, don't trust them and cut them out of your life. They're lying to you.
Oh my
And
god,
was
I will tell
like-
everybody to get
Someone
bangs.
said that to me while I was wearing a wig. And so they didn't like I didn't
Know
have
that you
my
have
bangs
bangs?
right then, and I was like, I have bangs, and they were like, well, you chose them yourself, but if someone told you to do it, don't trust them.
You didn't. Your hairdresser gave them to you.
Yeah, my hairdresser gave them to me.
But she didn't tell her to get them, so.
I tell everybody to get bangs because they changed my life.
And also, Sydney is sabotaging the life of everybody she knows.
They were talking about Sydney. They were being
Sorry.
Too bad we can't. Figure
Everybody
out who
can't just
that
be
was.
hot like me with bangs. That's their
great.
problem.
It's
Should
great.
I get bangs?
Yes.
No.
That way we can all have bangs.
We already have pressured you about this.
Yeah.
I have to be muscle
pod.
teen, no bangs.
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
If we all had bangs, they get us confused.
It'd be
even
really
more.
weird.
Monica
yeah.
always gets me and Chelsea confused anyway.
when I get too blonde. Yeah, imagine if I had bangs. It'd
She
be
called
really
me Chelsea
confusing.
earlier
I
today.
told Chelsea earlier today, and also this is something that maybe Sydney doesn't know yet, but
Oh.
Chelsea was in the room. She was standing right here, and I was in the doorway, and between us was Monstra Spooky 2. And I was like, "Hey guys, what do you think about this?"
Wow. Listen, just
That's
because
what you look like.
Monstro Spooky 2 has blonde hair.
And she's taller than Chelsea. So what was I supposed to think?
What could anyone think?
And Sydney also has 2 stump arms, and so
And no hair. That's why I have to wear a wig.
God damn. Anyway, I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Do we talk about the end now? What else do we have?
When y'all go
We
to
didn't
into
talk about her
goo.
goo. Oh yeah, her
Yeah.
death. That's what we're talking about. Her death was so awesome because she fucking explodes. She literally turns bubbly and explodes, but her face is like a bubble, like CGI, and it like flies out into space. And then her face like turns into
it like
mist.
rips apart.
Slay. Come on.
That was great.
That's
That was fun.
great.
That was very fun.
I've seen that since, like, in like somebody was posting like best deaths from horror movies or something like that, and that was one of them, and I was like, ooh, chef's kiss. But I also would say that Dracula's is pretty good too. It felt almost a little bit underwhelming because kind of anytime Dracula gets murked,
Yeah.
like how are you gonna make it grandiose enough?
Mm-hmm.
And it also I think fucked less than
Yes.
Alira's death. But he did get his throat ripped out by Van Helsing in werewolf form. And
But also sometimes like when the
he
big bad
dissolved into his
dies,
own face.
it's nice that he just has like a simple death, proving that he is in fact just a man after all.
But his fucking skin did like kind of like suck into his mouth a little bit,
Yeah.
and that was nasty.
Yeah, that kind of fucked.
And because he's all gray, you know?
Yeah. It was also like that was the action climax of the movie, but there was still an emotional climax to come, so it couldn't be too big, or
'Cause, yeah,
you
no.
needed to save some energy
Yeah.
for the werewolf
thing that happens right
show
immediately.
Yeah, because that they need you to
That
have
shit's so
maximum
sad.
feeling for that.
I totally blocked this out.
Yeah, this movie is
I
not
was shocked when they showed it.
a happy
Like, that's
ending.
not real. I was like, there. She's giving dead, but no way she's really
She's
dead.
faking it. She's playing possum.
They're doing a goof on us, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, just kidding,
Wrong.
because she had to go to the sea.
Yeah.
He had to take her to the sea.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because she fucking dies, and Van Helsing kills her as a werewolf.
But
And
she
while
get
saving
hers
yeah,
and shoots him back with the cure.
yeah. So she saves his life, saves him from a life of being a werewolf, which is a hard one. It's livable, but it's hard. Okay, it's hard. Look at Remus. Sorry, I just finished All the Young Dudes like 2 weeks ago, so it's top of mind.
She'll read other fan fictions, but not mine.
I've been reading that same one for like 6 years, Chelsea.
I'm reading like 17 fan fictions right now.
And none of them are mine.
You don't write the kind of fanfic that I read. I
You gotta
only
get
read.
raunchier.
Yeah.
You guys don't get access to the raunchy stuff until you read the basic bitch stuff.
Okay, fine. I've been wanting to do stuff besides scrolling on my phone at night, so I'll read your fanfiction. I'll start tonight.
I
mean,
don't believe you.
Monica,
Start tonight.
Monica, should we do book club, but it's Chelsea's fanfic?
Look at that face. She loves that. She loves
Hi,
that.
listener. Would
loves
you
it.
like...
And Chelsea's username on AO3 is...
Join our book club where we read Chelsea's
I
fanfic.
feel like I'd be stabbed if I said that. I feel like she has to make the choice to reveal
Yeah.
herself. But Chelsea's a great writer, so it actually is great. I've read some of your stuff, but I haven't read all your stuff. I've never finished a whole one. I think I read
Most
a
of them are
one-shot.
not finished.
Okay, well, see? So I couldn't. And that's not on me.
That's not on her.
But anyway, yeah, like Anna fucking dies. And I was not anticipating that at all. I totally remembered every second of the rest of this movie.
Except this.
Except for that ending. And honestly, I mean, the thing is, Hugh Jackman is such a great actor. And like, even in this role of fucking Van Helsing, like he's bringing like actual chops to it. And I think that's another reason why Kate Beckinsale's performance didn't quite measure up to me, just because she had a really hard person to play opposite of, you know.
Yeah.
It's
like,
just
he's
like
really good at being authentically gutted in this.
It's just like in Don't Worry Darling, you have Harry Styles up against Florence Pugh, and like here's the thing, Harry Styles acting like was good, but it's bad compared to Florence Pugh.
And also when they show the fucking like fight scene from Don't Worry Darling out of context, of course somebody screaming and yelling, running around a kitchen, throwing things is gonna seem preposterous out of context, but in context it didn't seem so crazy. It didn't seem nearly as egregious. So anyway, I haven't given up on him yet, but I do feel bad because he was so alluring to everyone in the entire world, and then he's like, I'm gonna be an actor, and then he did that, and I think a lot of people got the ick, and I feel
not me. Harry Styles, I love you.
I'm gonna no, we're coming back. It's gonna be fine.
Harry Styles, I love you.
Himself, but it was just like his perfect, unblemished career was like, ooh, maybe you're not perfect at everything, but it's okay.
Wrong, Harry, perfect.
I just that's one of the guts.
Oh,
the bottom of one of her guts broke off. I can only do so much. But yeah,
so this is a gut.
This is a gut.
You make it with spray foam and blah blah
also
blah.
black flat spray paint and red glossy.
I've decided that whenever y'all do podcast things and I'm not here, you have to take her in this wig.
Oh my god!
Can we get a little Barbie?
No, I want her because Monica thought she was me.
Okay,
I also thought she was a real girl all day today because she's like Barbie. I vote for
You're
that.
outvoted.
I don't care. It's me, so I get the last say.
Who else?
It's
voted?
either.
I'll make voodoo doll.
No, it's either
it's
Mark
me.
Duplass in a wig or.
This actually is kind of a Sydney outfit because she's wearing black shorts.
Yeah.
Black jean shorts.
I'm just saying.
She wore that for one of our photo shoots, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put this wig on. We'll get clip-on bags. Take her everywhere you go.
Do you want to have a bob? I've got that blonde wig with things. And that's
no,
a
I
bob
think
now.
I would look bad in a fuck-ass bob.
Chelsea's the one with the bob.
Yeah. I would look bad with a fuck-ass bob.
And just wait until you see me last week because I'm getting my hair done the day that we
Until we go back in time. Oh my fucking god.
Chelsea's hair is going to fade so much in 1 week, but then it's going to come back. Don't worry.
Of this podcast.
Wow.
I can't believe
gonna ruin everything.
This is going to ruin the world tour, Chelsea.
It's gonna
my
be.
God.
This is gonna ruin the tour. But yeah, this ending. What the fuck? This ending was so fucked up. It was so sad. I was like riding this high, like yeah, and then they have to be like, actually feel horrible.
We're
at
going to
the
crash
end.
everything.
But then they made it kind of funny because, well, one, you get to see Frankenstein's monster go out like Castaway on
In a
little raft. Like going out on a journey to find people who accept him, you know?
He
like,
wants to find his
why?
own friends.
Why?
He
do you
doesn't have
hate
evil
me?
in his heart. Van Helsing would feel it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He's not human, but he's not evil
He's
either.
a nice guy. He just is also several guys together, and so it makes it a little bit hard.
This one's a lot smaller.
Now she's Valeria.
Yes.
Yes.
No, she's Valeria.
Something like that,
No,
though.
it's Valera.
Valera.
Verona?
It's Verona. It is Verona.
As we've been saying.
As
we
I said, as I
this
just
entire
said,
time.
Verona.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Mariska,
She said
Verona,
Verona.
and Alira.
Yeah.
That's where we got that. I said Valera.
We said Valera.
Because I thought Alira's name was Valera. We're really good at this.
We're
this,
great at
you
names.
know,
You
when
know
we get
this.
together, we don't research. We just go on
You
vibes.
know we're
just,
incredible at
We
names.
didn't have time today. We watched it live right before so we could give you authentic reactions.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
a different type of episode. You will be enriched by whatever's happening right now and not by facts. But one fact that is true is that they do some like really moving CGI cloud work
It's
at the
so
end of
bad.
the movie.
If you could have seen it.
It
If
is
you
the
could have seen
cheesiest
our
thing
reaction to it.
of all time. He lights a funeral pyre with Anna's body on it, he being Van Helsing. And I like the double hat. That's nice.
This is my Van Helsing hat.
And his hat does look like a pilgrim hat sometimes. And then I could probably maybe that's timely. I don't fucking know. I don't have.
No, pilgrims are like the 1600s, and this is the 1800s. But
Well,
I guess
maybe people really like.
he was alive in the 1400s because he killed. He
kept
killed
that.
Dracula.
He kept that hat.
He kept that hat.
He kept that hat.
He's like, I don't know where my family is,
But I
but
do
I
have this.
But this hat serves cunt sometimes.
He does have that ring that's old, so
That's Dracula's ring.
Oh,
Remember he like
boyfriend.
he
give me your ring.
comes out,
I
he's like,
want
I want my ring back.
Because they're ex-husbands. Because they're ex-husbands. I don't know what just happened. Are you okay? What happened?
It got inappropriate. Something I would never do or be.
I know what it was. It was the shocker. Anyway, so
Chelsea's
then they.
favorite.
Can you be respectful? We're at Anna's funeral right now.
I can't believe she would behave this way.
I can't believe you would speak this way when we're at Anna's funeral pyre. And she gets lit on fire, and then the ashes dust turns into the form of her
Incorporeal.
body and passes through Van Helsing's body.
While whispering Van
Sexy.
Helsing.
She'll always be with him.
And then flies into the sky. And then you see her face CGI'd over the clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
With her brother again.
No, at first you just see her solo
Just
face.
her big face, then her with her brother embracing, and then there's like
Father's
nine
there.
generations of her family going
They're
back.
all going to heaven
100
now.
years.
They're released.
And then it's
Into
just her
heaven.
giant face again.
Wow.
And then it's over. Oh no. Then him and Carl ride off into the sunset. And that's
Can
the
you
end of the
believe they
movie.
never made a sequel? Can you believe
Crime.
that?
Crime against humanity.
They kind of set it up where there
They
could
kinda
be a
set it up for
sequel.
prequel, like a Van Helsing origin
Yeah,
story.
well, because
prequel.
Dracula's
They got that.
dead.
It's
And-
it's an animated series.
okay, but I want a sequel that is buddy cops. 3 buddy cops: Carl, Van Helsing, and Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And they fight supernatural crime, like a Monster of a Week television show.
Yeah,
I would
of
love that.
That'd be so good. Anyway, too bad I can't write stories. Otherwise, I'd write that. That's Chelsea's
Monica's
stuff.
fanfic is coming.
In the theater of my mind, it's beautiful.
This is what Monica
yeah.
plays in her brain before to get her to go to sleep.
No.
And what if they fought a monster?
What if they found a monster? Taught it the power of friendship.
Chip.
That's the takeaway every episode.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway.
Every episode.
Is the power of
And they're like,
friendship.
and you know what? At least we made a new friend.
Yeah. Or we killed him because he was.
Yeah.
Or we killed him.
Or
Man,
Those
that
are the
could-
two
that could have been a
outcomes.
new
Your
friend.
option is be our friend or
Die.
die.
That's
great.
actually what it's like
Yeah.
when you meet us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
No,
no
it is.
in between.
It's very accurate. It's very accurate. But yeah, that's Van Helsing, and we're gonna get into our
Segments.
Segmentos?
She doesn't pay enough attention. I jumped in. Segments. That's how you will. That's how you say it. That's how we've always said it. Segments.
Nope, it's our segmentos.
But we before that, I just wanted to say that I think that, as I said earlier, time is not real, and this is our first experience with werewolf versus vampire seasonal depression event. Ooh, got it. And I would say that my spirits have risen. I'm in my post-Halloween
Your seasonal depression is cured.
Yeah. I'm in my post-Halloween party depression, and this has brought me
Out of it?
almost to the
Closer
same
to God.
level of hype that I was on Friday before the party. You know, that kind of vibe.
Weren't you really anxious before the party?
I'm feeling actually horrible right now.
now.
I wasn't that anxious before the party. I was only anxious once
anxious.
the fucking Dodgers started winning so much,
Right.
which was awesome. But then we got distracted, and so then I was still no makeup, hair, like bald
Not
cap
done.
on when 2 of my friends showed up for the party, and I was like, "Hey guys."
Why are
They
you
also
here?
showed up.
Do you guys want
They
to
were
lay
there
down
15
here?
minutes early too.
Who are they,
It's-
Cooper?
If
They told me
you're
they were
on
gonna be
time, you're
early.
late. And if you're late, you're dead.
Unless it's a party, unless it's a house party. Word to the wise. Anyway, no, it was great. They were very amenable. I was like, you guys are gonna have to hang out by yourselves for a while because
I'm not ready.
Put on a lot of fake facial hair and wigs and stuff
Wig.
like that. But anyway, all of that to say is, I feel like my spirits have risen. They're rising up.
Uh-huh.
They're rising up from this. So I hope
You're
you're
passing
feeling
in
the same way.
the gates of St. Peter.
Yeah, exactly.
My
I
spirits.
feel like my face is in the sky, and I'm with all my family members who I like, and we're rising up to meet God. That's
my
actually exactly
spirits
how
are
I feel.
meeting up there, arms wide open. To bring it back to Creed.
Oh,
Oh, it's like what's happening?
thank God. Okay, well now back to level playing field here. Something we're all familiar with. How could this movie be gayer?
Alira, Anna, they've smashed. Gabriel Van Helsing, Dracula, they've smashed. Carl and Van Helsing have not smashed, but they've jerked off in the same room. It was like in that scene in Challengers where it's like, oh, he taught me how to jerk off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Except
that.
Carl taught Van Helsing. Just kidding, because he's been alive for 400 years. I
Yeah.
think.
No,
But he forgot. Like the rest.
Yeah, he lost his memory.
People come here to hear our deep insights about film. Van Helsing forgot his entire life, including how to jerk off, and Carl is the one who
That's
taught
actually
him.
the first thing to go when you have amnesia. Doctors are mystified.
Sweet Jesus Christ.
You know who else I bet needed to learn? Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's learned
They
yet.
can do that on their buddy cop show.
Yeah, that'll be the episode
First
one.
episode.
That's
They
episode
start- They start out with episode 1.
The first
Anyway.
demon that must be slain. The Catholic sin of masturbation.
Patient.
I have to say, though, that I do think that Frankenstein's monster is ace because he just hasn't gotten there yet in his experience. You know, at this time, he is not interested in that at all. He's just looking to be.
He's just looking for friends.
And if he's ace, he may never be interested.
He might never be. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. But he's got other things going on. His life is full.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He's not.
He's
looking
out searching for
romantic love.
friends.
He's just looking for kindness. You know what I mean? And aren't we all at the end of the day? So I love that for Frankenstein. I really love that for him. It's a big green brain and his beautiful green heart. He's just going around. I really want more content with him specifically. I just can't get over his monster design. It was so
Why?
performance of a lifetime. Any other gay thoughts?
So many more gay thoughts.
Matthew Lillard. Where would he fit into this film?
I mean, he could play Igor.
He could play Igor.
He'd
What
be
did
too tall for Igor.
what did we?
Oh, yeah.
You said earlier though that there should be a Scooby-Doo thing, and Van Helsing is played by Shaggy, and
Yeah.
so that means that Matthew Lillard as Shaggy is playing Van Helsing.
Zoinks! It's Dracula's castle!
Zoinks! I'm becoming a werewolf.
He does become a werewolf in it's the one where Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, and him and Scooby and I think Shaggy are in a monster race. Have you ever seen
A
this
race
one?
to become a monster.
No, like a car race. And so they have to like beat, and Dracula's holding it.
A monster.
I know what
race.
movie we're watching after this guy.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great, actually. I'm not even kidding. Any Scooby-Doo movie, that's what we'll watch. Yeah, no, I think that would be just like just take the best actor out of this movie. I think we should probably take Hugh Jackman. out of the-
No, he could be Velvet.
We're gonna make Matthew Lillard top hat. That's so us. To make him fucking top hat, a guy I don't remember seeing.
Here's the thing: Matthew Lillard could dress up as the cow.
Oh, the cow got thrown in the house, but
Yeah.
he was okay.
And he's up there to this day.
Yeah, because cows
Okay.
can't walk downstairs.
Honestly, weirdly, I was thinking about this a lot after I said that joke. I was like, he's gonna be on the second floor of that house for the rest of his life. And then I was like, don't worry, Monica, they built a ramp. I literally had that thought. I was like, they can just put wood planks on the stairs, and then he can go down the ramp. I thought about it for like a couple of minutes. Anyway, made me feel better. I hope it made you feel better.
Yeah, I think Matthew
too.
Lillard as the cow is perfect
Matthew Lillard
casting.
is the cow. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
He could also be Igor, but I love
He
him.
could be Velkin.
He could be Velkin.
Mm-hmm.
He could be Velkin. That could definitely work.
I would love to see Matthew
him
Lillard in
rip his
long
skin
hair.
off to become a...
Actually, that would kind of fuck.
He has long-ish hair in Serial Mom.
Yeah, but it's not like this long.
No, it doesn't have that
dark.
flow. Doesn't have that.
It doesn't have
That's
that
because
wave.
it's not the 1800s.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
have that 1800s
he doesn't have the
moose.
1800 moose.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah,
bad.
the ozone, the gravity.
The ozone was different. The ozone was so different.
The hair's defying
Saying it with a
gravity
little
back in the
accent, yeah.
1800s.
Okay, any more Matthew Lillard placements? Okay, that brings us to the dumb bitch. Who's the dumbest bitch?
Top hat.
God, he was so stupid.
Bro, I don't remember him
And
at
his
all.
hat was so
He's the one who's like leading all of the townsfolk to like burn Frankenstein's castle.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the one with the long blonde hair.
Top hat.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Just in case you didn't know what to type for the rest of it.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
She
thank
didn't
you.
know.
I forgot.
She
oh,
didn't know.
oh, I remember him.
Yes!
Yeah, that's Top Hat for sure. I got
I said he
Now
was
that I
the
look
man
at it,
in the
that's
literal
top
top
hat.
hat.
That's top hat for sure.
This is what people want to see on a YouTube video.
She's jostling my mic.
Oh my God.
Sorry about that. Oh, I can't stop looking at him. He's giving riffraff.
Yeah.
He's giving her fraff.
He's giving riffraff.
He's giving Lucius Malfoy a little bit.
Oh.
If we're doing
But
Harry Potter
like,
this episode.
we're doing a lot of Harry Potter this
We're
episode.
always doing Harry Potter.
I'm sorry. But
Robbie Coltrane was in the movie.
Exactly.
What were you gonna do?
I had my wand right here.
I could
She's
see her.
ready.
She was using that to bait Daphne earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a wand?
Monica
Fuck
keeps that
J.K.
thing
Rowling for
on
the
her.
record, just for the record.
Yeah, we only like fanfic.
Dumb bitch. We didn't say who. Dumb bitch.
Top
Besides
Hat.
Top Hat?
I mean, I do.
I guess he does do stupid stuff.
it is dumb bitch behavior to lead an angry mob to burn an innocent monster who just wants time to get to know his father.
Yeah, he loves his daddy.
Wow. I moved. Yeah, it could be Top Hat. That guy who was in the movie.
Why?
Why? Any mark against anyone who's going against.
Frankenstein's monster.
Sorry.
Beloved.
There's also like when you look
Love
up
hats.
Top Hat Van Helsing, they show
His pilgrim
Van
hat.
Helsing's pilgrim hat a lot. And it's totally a pilgrim hat. He just makes it look cunty.
This is unrelated to this segment, but because I was looking at your search, things we didn't talk about that Slade, the spinning gears that Van Helsing had.
Yes, his gadgets.
His gadgets.
Yeah, all of his gadgets
It's
were
not-
very cool.
it's not what
His
you call it.
machine crossbow.
Oh, yeah, that's
Machine
that
gun
was
crossbow.
cool.
All
When
these
they
things are
found-
so not dumb bitch.
Yeah, when they found the way to get to Frankenstein's castle, or not Frankenstein's castle, Dracula's castle, which was through
The glass
the map that
mirror.
reveals to the mirror, and then they go through.
That
was
was
also giving the
cool.
craft, going into the mirror,
Yeah.
as well as the painting that started moving when they looked at it. Was giving that scene
Yeah.
when Nancy's looking at the book.
No, totally. And I loved that scene when they went through the mirror and Carl got scared and he tried to go back and he
And
smacked.
he's like, ah!
I also loved the vampire ball masquerade when he is dancing with a she's thralled up Kate Beckinsale, and do all the sexy
then
like
Oh, yeah.
neck décolletage shit.
He dips her
In the
she looks
mirror.
in the mirror, and she's like, and nobody else is
There's
in the mirror
not-
because they're
no
all
one's there.
vampires,
And
Classic.
classique, and they don't have clothes
and they don't have clothes because their clothes are vampire.
because their clothes are vampire clothes. That's how it works. Not even the clothes show up because it's cooler. Okay, the dumb bitch is Top Hat. The dumb bitch is Top Hat.
Yeah.
Knives out of fives.
Oh, I was like, I did look this up. I did have time for that.
Does that just say poop?
Yeah, she's got watch Happy Death Day, poop, Top Hat, Van Helsing.
That's my last Google search on here.
What is
Poop.
it? Look at it.
Yeah, look at it. YouTube videos.
Hold your poop for too long. That's how digestive system works. That's the #1 search result. 5 things your poop can tell you about your health.
That is true.
I can't believe. Why did I out myself to you of having a Google?
Because it's funny.
What's poop?
It's funny.
What's poop?
You just
When I get
Googled it.
success. Oh, and I also unsubscribed. Okay. I'm doing a little bit of crying right now from that. So, and also I looked up Italian drink recipes. So I'm a very diverse woman
Yum.
with a myriad of different interests. So, in case you wanted to know about it. So how is this movie rated?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Moving moving on from poop. What would people say about Van Helsing?
Some of them said it was poop.
No.
What?
No.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
That's actually why I brought that up.
That's actually why it was.
There was a point here.
Yeah, this is a transition point. Yeah.
Segue. Oh, I heard that sound and I was like, "What's happening?" She's giving
a bride.
She's giving a wife of Dracula.
Yeah.
Wife of Dracula.
Bride.
So on IMDb, it has 6.1 out of 10. Not so bad. Not so crazy. But then you go to Rotten Tomatoes, and while for audiences gave it 57%, which is rotten, but is close to 6.1. From critics, it has 24%. So
No. That's bad.
4%.
24%.
The critics don't understand the masterpiece.
24% critics, 57% audiences. But it did win some awards, and it was nominated for some awards, such as at the 2005 MTV Movie and TV Awards.
Best face in clouds.
Yeah.
Best Face in Clouds. It won that one.
Oh my god, best face in class montage.
The competition was
I knew
really fierce that year.
No,
but
it was
they
a big
did
year for
win.
that.
It was a big year for
clinched
face in
that win.
clouds.
Wow,
Hugh
huge.
Jackman was also, in addition to Face in Clouds, Hugh Jackman was nominated for Best Hero.
Okay.
Oh.
And then at the 2014 Choice Awards, the movie was nominated for Choice Movie Drama / Action Adventure, and also different category, Choice Movie Thriller, which is interesting. I didn't know you could category
both.
pop like that. Yeah,
It's a horror thriller.
It is a horror
Specifically.
thriller.
I was thrilled.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman was also nominated for Choice Movie Actor Drama / Action Adventure, and Kate Beckinsale was nominated for Choice Movie Actress Drama Action Adventure.
Okay.
It was also nominated for Choice Movie Fight / Action Sequence. Don't know which one, but
Who's
lots
to say?
choose from.
There's
lots
a lot.
to choose from.
There's a lot.
Did it win?
No, it was nominated.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. If it wins, I'll go.
And it won.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's just nominated, I'll just say nominated.
Okay, good.
Relatedly, at the 2004 Stinker's Bad Movie Award.
No.
And this was how I knew his name. The beginning of the episode. Richard Roxburgh won for worst fake accent male.
Wrong.
Oh,
His accent's
no,
perfect.
Dracula was so good.
Kate Beckinsale also nominated for worst fake accent female. But
That's
did
just
not
how they
win.
sound.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
How dare they insult the Transylvanian people?
That's racist.
It's fucked up.
It was
I'm
also
upset.
nominated for worst picture and worst actress for Kate Beckinsale.
No.
Well, you heard what I said earlier, so I was waiting for that one. Loved her
Not a
so
shock.
much.
Not a
in
shock
it.
to hear.
Loved her so
We
much.
support
in
her
it.
nonetheless.
I also want to say that David Benham, who played Carl, was in Moulin Rouge. Also, he was Audrey. I don't know who that is.
That's Top Hat in that movie.
No.
He wears top hat.
In Moulin Rouge? Oh.
But he's not Top Hat. He's not Top Hat in
I
this.
didn't say he was Top
No,
Hat.
he's top hat in other movie.
It's confusing.
I was doing a lie anyway.
Oh.
I guess they didn't do a good
Lie.
job.
No. Now everyone's confused.
That one was on
He's
me.
not Top Hat in Moulin Rouge.
Sometimes you're throwing out jokes, they don't always work.
It's okay.
You gotta
Fine.
keep
try.
throwing 'em,
Gotta
though.
reach for the stars.
I want to watch Moulin Rouge again. That's like my big takeaway. Maybe that's what we're gonna watch after this.
Oh my god, let's have a sing and dance.
No, we'll cry. Oh my god, I don't want to cry. I already cried a lot on this episode because we've been doing a lot of stupid shit. You're like Google search poop. Okay, while we were watching this movie, I said out loud, "I'm gonna give this movie 5 stars," and I just want to take the moment now to say that was a lie. And I'm not giving it.
Now that I've reflected this.
Now that I've
Now that I'm no
reflected.
longer flavor blessed, to be so honest with you, this is not a 5-star movie. That doesn't mean it's not an incredible art film.
Yeah.
It can be a 5-star movie, but maybe not 5 Knives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
I mean,
they're different.
yeah, it's not a 5 Knives movie for me for sure, but I'm not sure like where I should go. I don't know. Is a 4 too low? Like a 4.25. Does that seem good? That seems good for me. Because the thing is, this movie is very ambitious. It's super fucking ambitious. It covers so much like classic lore that people fucking love. Like the Universal monsters, though I haven't seen those films, are absolute classics that were like, you know, they set the precedent for so much of horror that came afterwards. So like it's awesome to include so much of it in one storyline, but also like it makes sense to me that not everyone was gonna love their portrayal of all of it, because they did make some big changes. It was a lot of it. It was a lot of CGI, and people were pretty impressed by CGI back then at all, just because it was still
brand new
on the newer end and it's just starting to look pretty good. You know what I mean? Like we saw The Haunting in 1999. That was fucking shit. Just want to keep bringing that up. Catherine Zeta-Jones. But anyway, like I can see how it would have some naysayers because it's doing a lot and it's changing a lot, but at the same time I thought the changes were all really cool. I think like the storyline for the most part, not necessarily the whole Dracula egg baby thing, that was fucking a little too sci-fi. They really went sci-fi with that. That felt sci-fi. That maybe was a little bit where things went a little too long and too weird and stuff like that, but I'm still net positive happy that exists. But I just think that, you know, the writing is where this suffered. Like, the dialogue was kind of stupid sometimes. What was that line? Oh, my God, I wish I remembered. What was that weird line with Kate Beckinsale and Van Helsing where she was like...
talking about going to the sea?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And she was like... He was like, I want to go to the sea or something. And she's like... I've never been to the sea. And then that's the end of the scene.
No,
it like fades
she's
out.
like, I've never been to the sea. It sounds beautiful.
And then over.
And
Next
then
scene.
That was how it was written.
And I was immediately like, okay, so he's gonna take her to the sea as their big romantic moment at the end of the film, which in
He
a
did.
way
He took her dead corpse to the
right,
sea.
which
is
is
romantic.
Which was beautiful.
Yeah, which is a beautiful gesture.
It's a beautiful
but she
gesture.
is dead.
A little too late.
Too little, too late,
But
Vanny.
yeah, so like I knew what they were doing immediately, and it was there like early on in their story to be like a moment of human connection between the two of them, because they've kind of been
Will they, won't they?
a little bit at that
just
point,
like-
because he comes in, he kills a vampire, and it's like, don't do that. But
Enemies to
also,
lovers.
Yeah.
we are trying to do, but also, how do I know I can trust you? We don't have a lot of outsiders
No,
in this
totally.
town.
But like that's just a good example of how the writing can be a little stinkerific.
Yeah.
It would
It
be
stood
a
out
movie.
so blatantly as what they were doing because it did not blend into the movie.
No.
It wasn't natural.
And it was just they're just doing so much. This was like an action movie. This is an action horror movie for sure. I said throughout the movie, I was like, this is giving 007. Like I said earlier, Mission Impossible. It was giving Indiana Jones. It was giving Star Wars, Han Solo when he goes through the mirror. It looked like the carbonite part. He's got like the hat that he always wears, which is very Indiana Jones. So they're touching on a lot of different touchstones to make you feel like...
Twilight, New Moon.
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, that was a thing too. But like they're touching on all these touchstones to like click on different nostalgia points for you to feel excited about. But they are doing like a lot. They are doing the most. But as a kid, I fucking loved this movie so much. That has to mean something. And it really fucking scared me as a kid. And so yeah, I think 4.25 is fair. I think this is a movie that, if you're not expecting like a great work of werewolf versus vampire lore, like it still is great in my opinion. Like great is a word I would use to describe it, but it's not like
Good.
quality, you know what I mean? It's not good. Yeah, exactly. It's
It's
great
high art.
experience, but it's not necessarily good. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's me. That's my rating.
Chelsea, what did I give Twilight New Moon?
Oh, it's like, let me check. 5 knives, I assume.
7 knives.
7 knives, I assume.
I'm gonna give this one 4 out of 5 because it is so fun to watch.
It
Like
really
really
is.
I was texting Taylor and I was like, if you haven't seen this movie recently, we need to
it on the list.
watch it. And I've just seen it and I'm like,
And I'll watch it again.
and I'd watch it again.
I'll
'cause
watch it
it's-
again right now.
Like it's so fun. And especially like watching it with
a friend.
a friend,
Yeah.
right? Like I might have rated it lower if I was just sitting watching it by myself.
Yeah.
But like we had such a good time watching this. We
It's
got
a
a whole
good
toesies.
time.
We got
It's got
And
enough
it's
crazy
like-
shit to make you be like, what the fuck? You know, with
I
your
would
friends.
say it's a good friend watching movie also because it's like, it's kind of okay if you talk over the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big.
You
of a
don't really
deal.
need to know
I
what's
missed,
going
that's
on.
why I didn't remember Top Hat. 'Cause We
Right.
were chatting a little bit.
There's a lot of chatter going on. We were
We were
We're
kikiing.
amazing. We were so funny. You would have loved it.
I was thinking, I hope I remember half of these.
I
jokes.
know. And did we? Who can say?
Who
A
knows?
couple of them. I said them really early at the beginning, so I wouldn't forget by the end of the episode.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a good aspect
Right?
of it is like, usually if I'm watching a movie that I haven't seen before and people are talking over it, I'm like, I'm missing the movie.
Yeah.
You need to shut up.
But this one, Chelsea was like, this is fine, actually.
Yeah, it was a casual enough film in that way that it's like it wants audience participation.
Yeah, totally.
I do wish it was shorter, though. Again,
Yeah.
it's over 2 hours, and everybody knows how I feel about that.
What if we watched it at 1.5 speed?
That honestly would probably make it a little bit better.
Oh my God. Well, when
They're
I looked it up,
galloping.
it said it was 2 hours and 25 minutes long, and I was
So you
like,
saved 14 minutes.
Oh.
so I think there's a director's cut out there.
Oh,
which I
director's
must
cut.
see, which I must see. Anyway, what about you, Chelsea? What are you going to give it?
Yeah, Chelsea, what'd you give New Moon? What'd you
Are you
give?
going to base it off what you gave New Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give it the exact same score.
You're going to set yourself up
I know,
for failure.
I know. I think that this movie, I'd never seen it before, so I don't have nostalgia attachment to it. It was really fun. I would watch it again, probably not ever by myself, but like if we were doing like a rewatch with friends or like whatever, like it is fun. It's a good time for that. There was lots to remark upon and enjoy in a watch. And it was beautiful. I was talking earlier, I was like, I love the color grading in this movie.
Yeah.
Because so many movies now are like drab and discolored, and it's like such a
so
bummer.
dark.
And it's dark.
I
And it's
can't
dark.
see Agatha all along when I am in a room that is completely pitch black with blackout curtains.
Yeah.
And I have the brightness all the way up on my iPad. I
Yeah.
still can't see what's
Make
going
movie
on.
and
Lost
TV bright
color
again.
grading in the media industry. It's really sad to see.
Yeah.
Bring
but
back
in this
Technicolor.
one,
My friend is a colorist and she does an incredible job. And I'm like, just have Britt do all
just
of it.
have her
Exactly.
Well, let her have a life. But
Sure. Or pay her so famously.
yes,
so
Yeah.
pay her
handsomely.
so famously.
But it was like the background could be like kind of desaturated and white and blue and gray, but also their skin tones were like so rich and saturated and red, which is like
Carl's
fun.
eyes
Are
pow-pow.
beautiful.
Yeah. So that I really liked. There were a lot of beautiful visual moments as well, like with the snow falling
And their
on
hair and their big
them.
hair.
It was
Yeah,
like
the
a very
beautiful hair.
romantic visual and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So there was a lot to like. I do feel like I don't know that I'm quite up to 4
That's fair.
territory because again I don't think this is a bad thing, but I think it's just like a very silly movie.
It is.
So I'm
It
probably
absolutely
gonna land it at like 3.8 knives out of 5.
That's
Beautiful.
fair.
That's not a knock on the movie, other than if they wanted bonus points, they could have put it in 3D.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been amazing.
3D would have upped it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that closes the book on Van Helsing.
So next week, we're doing a movie I haven't seen, but is very timely because the sequel is out,
and
and
the sequel slaps.
and everybody says the sequel's good. I have also
It
not
is.
seen the sequel because I haven't seen the first one. So
Sure.
now I gotta go see the first one
She's
so I
got
can
to
see
do
the
her
sequel.
homework so that she can go in 4DX.
Exactly. And we're gonna do Smile.
Smile.
Now this movie is apparently
Contentious.
yeah
Because
on the
this
pod.
podcast,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never seen it. Monica did not like it the first
I
time,
fucking hated it.
and Chelsea says it was pretty okay.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting, but it's like kind of exactly what I think is scary in horror movies. So
I think that because much time has passed since the first time I saw it, I could like it this time because I did really like the sequel. But the first one, I fucking was furious over because I wanted to see it so bad, and then I missed it in theaters. I did this whole fucking setup in my house where I moved my fucking papasan like 5 feet from the TV so it looked like I was in the big screen. I had my little doggy who is still alive at the time, BB. We were
BB.
all snuggled up. I've set the fucking vibes right, blacked out all the windows. And then the movie to me was the same exact thing as the trailer, which I had watched and been super hyped about. And I was fucking mad that I felt like I had already seen like all of the scariest parts. But guess what? I've got the memory of a goldfish, and it's been several years. So hopefully I won't remember, because when we watched Smile 2, I was like, wait, what?
I know nothing.
I was like, wait, so how does the thing work?
who's Kyle Gallner again?
Yeah, I was like, he looks familiar, but that's because I just saw Strange
Was he
Darling.
in the first one?
Oh my god, we should do Strange Darling
Strange Darling's
sometime.
good.
But anyway.
The only thing that I know about this movie is that Kevin Bacon and
Susie Bacon.
yeah, Kira Sedgwick, their daughter is in it. And I will never forget the promo of this where it was like two people sitting right behind home plate for some baseball game.
They had great
They
promo
did
for
that
the original
again
Smile.
for this movie too.
And I was like, this fucks, and then I never saw it.
Yeah.
They had amazing promo. That's part of why Monica had a struggle with it, because the promo was so good.
It was a classic.
hard
This
to
was
live
my
up to.
first symptom of my overhyping thing that I fell prey to this past summer all the fucking time.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised if you still hate it, but I'll be curious to see.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a good shake. I'm gonna go in with good vibes
Oh, there you go.
for a smile. So yeah, so that'll be exciting. It'll be fun.
Go in smiling.
That's really special.
Got him.
Really special. But don't you worry. Werewolf versus Vampire seasonal depression event isn't over.
It will return.
For a really long time.
Did you hear how we didn't put
December.
any kind of modifier on the time in the title? That's because it's just going to keep on going.
It's going to keep on
For the
going for
season.
as long as we feel seasonally depressed.
for the season.
So we'll let you know.
Actually, I guess we did put a time modifier in there.
Yeah, but
But seasonal depression event can be for any season.
yeah, and March is sometimes still winter. So I
We'll
know
see.
because sometimes I try to have a pool party for my birthday and it's too cold. So
That's so
and that's part of my struggle.
sad.
now I'm
Oh my
cluing you in
God,
on my
are you
struggle
okay?
here. No, it's been really hard.
Do you have trauma that might
One
make
time
you
I had an
susceptible
adult-
to a curse?
Oh my God. That's the setup for Smile. Anyway, we don't, just as a reminder, poll questions don't exist anymore.
They
but
don't exist.
But if
you
you'd
go-
like to answer a question, just go, hey guys, what are you guys thinking about lately? And we'll just come up with one for you.
Well, if you go on Spotify, you can also write comments on the episodes. You can comment something cool and exciting. Like,
It's better to be feared.
oh yeah, like a couple of episodes ago, the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 episode, our listener Erin commented that like she knows someone who worked with Zsa Zsa Gabor and said she was a total fucking babe and awesome.
That's the stuff we want to hear.
I want to hear about that. That sounds fucking awesome. Shout out to Erin. That was an amazing comment to get. But yeah, you can also comment anywhere on our social media. If you just follow us at Spooky_Tuesday, you'll find us everywhere except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod. But Spooky Tuesday Pod, you added .com onto that.
Boom.
That's our fucking
It'll
website.
link you to anything you want.
Anything you want. And our-
One stop shop.
Yeah, it really has everything, including our blog posts that tell you all the references, all of the research that we've done for each episode. By the way, there was no research done for this episode as a
Not
reminder.
a
But there might be a
piece.
link to 3D trailer that someone made.
Oh, yeah.
If it's
Maybe.
good.
That could be there.
That
if
could
it's
be there.
good.
If it's good, if it's worth your time, we'll put it in there.
And she'll put bat vagina.
Yeah, you're going to get like Google fat.
And I'll put the link to Google searching poop. And you'll learn a lot.
That's the kind of stuff they're not going to be able to find it on their own.
You only find that on our blog posts, actually. So that's what. And you can also find out a reminder of what we're doing next week at the bottom of each blog post. So keep that in mind. But anyway, also we're on YouTube, and today we are all wearing our sexy new Spooky Tuesday merch in the pink and the green. And look at Monstrous Spooky 2. She is just glowing in her green slime.
Slay.
Spooky Tuesday casket print. It's stunning. I hope you enjoy it. You cannot buy it at this time, but we'll let you know.
You lose, baby.
If that changes. And yeah, follow us on YouTube. We're so close to 400 subscribers. I can taste it. So please like and subscribe. And so at the end of the day, I have to say thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, Spookies.
Bye. Oh my God. Ooh,
The balloons
hey.
after. We did it.
How do you do the fireworks? Do you guys remember? No. Wait, we can't all do different things. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's a lyra exploding.
Werewolf versus Vampire seasonal depression event. Wow. It's a really good theme song right there.
We crushed it.
We crushed it. That's it. That's the end.
It's over.
I'm going to end it now.
Go home. Stop watching.
Get out of here. Go home.
You can go, you can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Somebody start rapping Shania Twain.
What?
Like at the end of the visit.
Let's go, girls.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_, and our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.